live.
What you want to open up with?
It don't matter. It's gonna flow in the spirit, but I want to make sure we live before we open up. It's not showing up yet.
Yeah, I be popping up with a couple.
I'll open this up. Shalom, with the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out to prophesy the downfall and destruction of this wicked kingdom called America. Before we go any further, I give all praise, honor, and glory to Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Kakwadash. Double honors our Apostle Ellsbury Millstone, Shalom to the elect. And we're just going to bring out scriptures. You know, it's a lot to go into, so we may be here, we may be there with topics, all right? So just, hold on for the ride. Lord willing, camp lesson is edifying. The bro's got a precept, throw it. We'll just go from there. There's a lot going on. Esau's being exposed. Matter of fact, somebody give me Isaiah 29. Yeah, Isaiah 29. Somewhere around the, I think it's the 15th verse, somewhere around there. And we'll just flow in the spirit.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, and verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai.
Speak a little louder.
Yep. This is the book of Isaiah 29 and verse 15.
Yep.
Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel.
Yeah, woe means destruction. All right, and who's that nation of people that seek deep to hide their counsel, man? All right. In these times, it's the Edomites, man. Come on, bro. You got some waters in there? All right. They're seeking deep to hide their counsel, man. But guess what? They're being exposed. Because we're living in the times where this devil, right? 2 6 chapter comes to mind. For Esau is the end of the world and Jacob's the big of it that followeth. We're living in the times of this man being exposed. So you're going to have whistleblowers. You're going to have, first and foremost, the men of the Lord, all right, uncovering this man, revealing him that he is the wicked. And that's the reason why things are the way they are. All right? While you fighting in your own home with your woman, with your children, people are at odds with one another. We're not the problem. We got to start pointing the finger at the man that is the problem, man. And it's you Edomites.
Can I grab that for you real quick, Baba? Job 9:24.
Yep.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, and verse 24.
Okay.
It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Break it down.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Yep.
It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, which the wicked is the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, according to the scriptures. It says he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And how does he covers the faces of the judges? Which the judges that would pretty much go into, all right, the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son, which is our King, our Lord and Savior, and the disciples, all right, and the angels, all right. They went. He did something called what you would call whitewashing through iconoclasm.
Yep. Tell you, was it First Maccabees?
Yes, Maccabees 3 and
48. Yep. Yep.
He sought to change it.
Yep. Change the likeness of the images, roughly paraphrasing. Was that on that?
Yeah, that was it.
Time. So
Change the faces of the judges. Did you read that part?
yeah, read again.
Yeah, I read it again. Yeah. This is the book of Job 9 and verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And I'm glad you brought it out, brother, because another point, all right, that we have to address is the fact that, how he changed our Lord and Savior and gave you a pale-faced, stringy-haired man, which is not our Lord and Savior, and called his name Jesus Christ, Our Lord and Savior name is Yahweh Shah, which means He saves, He delivers.
That's
All
right.
right. So that pale face image that you're receiving, that's that's Caesar Borgia, which is Pope Alexander VI's son.
An actual man that lived. You know, not our people's understanding of the scripture is very surface level, man. You know, they don't want to dig deep. You got something, Gabar?
No.
Come on, so let's go back to Isaiah 29. Yeah. No, 15.
15.
Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
In which they can't, because the scriptures say the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. All right, which are the angels, beholding everything, man. There's nothing they're not getting away with. Those still secret councils, okay, those meetings, all right? You got the angels right there. Just because you can't see them, don't mean they ain't there, all right? They're in a different, they move off a different,
So on, bro.
Yep. Of a different, they don't have to be subject to this carnal world, man. This physical realm, all right? They are angelic beings. You got it.
The book of Isaiah 29 and verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark.
Yep, and their works are in the dark, man. What do you think about these G7 summits, these meetings, these things that they have, where no reporters are allowed in, no cameras? Look, what's that one? Oh man, that one with that island they go to? No.
Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian Grove, yeah. You know, and they, they do things in secret. But guess what? We're living in the times where this man's being exposed. He can't hide his secret counsels anymore, man. Why? Because his time is up. The time of him having power and ruling on the earth is coming to an end, man. Because they find power in secrecy. You know? And there is power in secrecy. Right? But guess what? The Lord is exposing them. I want to get that definition of exposed. Read that again.
This is the book of Isaiah 29 and verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us?
Yeah, who seeth us, who knoweth us, man. All right, and they do it behind the pen, because they have power in that pen, because they've been given the earth, right? So they tuck away the scriptures, and they bring forth, their wrath through these unrighteous laws and decrees. That's one of them. Yeah.
Wrote their own book.
Exactly. What's the one? Woe to them divides iniquity. Is that Micah? And work evil upon their beds.
Yeah,
Micah 2, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So somebody can get that, Baba Kashah. I got exposed. It says to make visible by uncovering it. I had a garment, bro. If you needed one, I had an extra garment. We're like, young brother, man, he getting it together. It says expose, making something visible by uncovering it. Right? It says reveal, uncover, make it look bare. Did the scripture say the Lord make this man make him bare? And there's nothing that they can do about it. There's nothing the Edomites can do about it. Hell, we couldn't do nothing about it when we were in the cargo slave ships, right? When we left the west coast of Africa, but we left the Americas, right? Well, no, we could do about it. You got it, right?
Yep. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity.
Once again, woe means destruction. All right? And destruction is pending for you Edomites, man, and this place called America. You gotta look at how it was established. Off wickedness, man. Off wickedness. Deceit.
Yeah, I got a couple of precepts.
Con.
Yeah.
Well, let's finish this out, and then we're gonna get your precepts.
Yep.
And hold that Isaiah 29. We're gonna go back to that.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
They're working evil upon their beds. They're not thinking about making things great for you, making America great. All right? That's not in their thoughts, man. Their thoughts is in some way, somehow destroy you. And they've been doing a great job through the food, the medical system, all right, the brainwashing of these schools and colleges. From the time you're coming out the womb, they indoctrinate you with poison.
And injecting you and indoctrinating.
As soon as you get your seed come out the womb, we'll be back. Yeah. And don't tell them what turkey juice they're putting up in your seed, man. And then people wonder why we got a problem with the so-called white man. He's fucking shit up, man. You know, the elder from Dallas, Yatazak like to say, stinking up the field. This man stanked up the field, man. He stanked up America. He stanked up everything. That's why the scriptures say he's the border of wickedness. Everywhere he fucking goes, man, he's a fucking turd.
And if I may add on to your point, brother, you know, because America is a gumbo full of idols. Everything is an idol. People worship the money, you know, worship they self.
Self.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, look at the women. If you go through a woman's phone, I knew, yo, she had like over 2,000 pictures. I'm like, and of course she's vain as hell, but we get it. You know, the woman, that's what all they have is their beauty. We get that. But it's like, goddamn, with 2,000 something pictures.
Right, of yourself.
I guarantee 50% of right, of
Yeah.
selfies. 50% probably was selfies, just her face with her lips poked out.
Yeah. Or they getting that perfect angle. They gotta take 10 snaps to get that goddamn perfect angle, man. Got it, huh?
It's the book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Yep.
When the morning is light, they practice it."
Yep.
Yep. It says, because it is in the power of their hand.
Yeah, they practice it because you gotta remember, the Lord has given this man the power. You know, when you think about Psalm 75, you know, speak not with a stiff neck, you know, speak not on high, because most come not from the east and the west, but it's the Most High. He set down one, put up another. The Lord set this man up, okay? And what he's doing with his power is pure wickedness, man, pure evil. And he's not gonna change. You got it, bro.
He abusing his power.
Yep.
So Psalms chapter 139.
Bro, you made a, yo, what's that mallet thing you hit? You hit it right on the head, bro. Yeah, because he has the power to change things.
Yeah.
But what he choose to do with it?
He could literally make the world a better place if he wanted to.
Yep.
Got this shit in war.
Yep.
Yeah. Got the technology, got
Yep.
the resources.
Yep.
So Psalms chapter 139, verse 20. For they speak against the wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. No, I'm gonna start at verse 19, Salat.
Go ahead.
Surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O Yahweh. Depart from me, therefore, ye bloody men.
Yep. And that's what's prescribed for Edom, man. All right. They're going to be slaves because of the unrighteousness they have pushed forth in the earth, man. Once again, this man, all right, Edom, all right, Esau actually knew righteousness, man. Who was his forefather? I mean, who was his father? Right? Isaac. You don't think Isaac taught his sons righteousness?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't think certain things was passed down? But Esau knew what? He knew that what? The promise he sold the promise, man. He sold the birthright. You know? So his mind's like, well, I ain't gotta fucking keep it. You know? They know right and wrong, man. Just like who was it? They brought the fruit offering. You know what I'm talking about, Mike Oliver? Yeah. Oh yeah. Brothers got it. Yep. You know, Cain knew to do good, but he didn't.
Brought a fucking
Fruit basket, man. A fruit cake, bringing a fruit basket, man. Yeah, hold on.
For they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain.
Yep, they speak wickedly against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. You know? And they do that each and every day. They don't come up under the banner of the scriptures. They faking. You know, you go to the court since they got the scriptures there, but they pull out their own laws,
Right.
man.
Yeah, you put your right hand on the Bible
Yeah.
and swear, knowing you ain't supposed to do that.
That's right.
Do not I hate them,
Yeah.
O Lord, that hate thee.
That's right. And do we not? Yes, we do. There's nothing wrong with hate. You know, that's something that's been taught by your oppressors. Not to hate. What the Lord hates. King David hates. Right?
Hey, even in Proverbs, it gave a list of some of the things the Lord hates.
Yep. Yep.
Gave a list.
Proud look.
Yeah.
A rich man that is a liar. I don't know if it's in that one, but you know, those are the things Lord hate. You got it.
Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee,
Mm-hmm.
and am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee?
Yeah, it grieves us, man. You know, that's why we are how does it go? Looking for and hastening into a righteous kingdom, man. You know, we're tired of seeing ninjas, the product of Esau Edom. You know, sluts and whores, the product of Esau Edom. We're tired of seeing a justice judgment not going forth. You know,
Living in the world we know we can't have peace in.
Yep.
Can't have peace with your lady, your family. You know, no security. You know, it's like anything can happen in this wicked, simple kingdom and society. And shit go left, which we know it will. You know, and it just this world just ain't right.
You know what's funny? Let me think about something. You know, cause you said eventually things, you know, will go, you know, left at some point.
Left, yeah.
You know, and that's why when the Lord has you on a high, enjoy that fucking high, bro. Cause best believe something's gonna happen. Cause we up under the curses still. You know, the Lord gonna put you back in a fucking reality check. You know, so you know, when you're down, you're down. But when you're up, enjoy that up, man.
Right, yeah.
Cause when you back in that down, you're gonna wish you was enjoying that up, if you know what I mean. You got it.
I hate them with perfect hatred.
With a perfect hatred, man. You know? Because best believe. I hear you, champ.
It's always an old thing, too.
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah, I hear you, Jake. Got the record, the chef on the mic, you know? But, yeah, we hate them because best believe the elites of these heathen nations, they hate us. And they know why they hate us, you know? But we hate them just as much, man. Right? We hate looking at you. We hate the stench of you. You know? We hate your unrighteous thoughts, your ways. You're a brute beast in the eyes of the Lord and of his men, man. Mm-hmm. You know, you're perverse. A woman can marry a tree, you know? You can eat all these different type of abominable foods. You can sell it. Adultery is rewarded. Adultery. Oh, you got it.
Nah, so like, I just want to chime in. I said bestiality, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
People lying down with animals.
A child identify as a cat.
Yep.
Have a litter box in the bathroom.
Yep.
All types of weird shit.
And he said bestiality. Man, think about, you know, he's got these women out here that treat their pit bulls, their dogs, well, better than a man. Here it is, she, you know, you see her, she's wiping the dog's face and cleaning his paws. That's how you're supposed to treat your man.
And they be cooking real meals.
Yeah, real meals for him, man.
Yeah. Some dogs be eating better than Jake.
Right. How many bros got wives? Has your woman ever, you know, wash your beard every other day? Does she wash your hair? Does she cook, you know? She's probably pampering you, man. We the prize. You know? And these times these women gonna realize it, man. And they don't give a damn about another woman. Only thing they're gonna be worried about is, can I suck him better than you can? 'Cause that's what's gonna matter, man.
Let's see who can please him better.
Yeah.
I hate them with perfect hatred.
With a perfect hatred, man. You know? To the T. They are the scum of the earth that got to go, man. And they know it. They know they ain't right. But that's how the Lord programmed them. And who are we to, you know what I'm saying? That's 2/3 problem. They want to make what the Lord made crooked straight.
Right.
You know?
You're the vessel of dishonor.
That's right. So
I count them mine enemies.
count them my enemies. But you let 2/3 say, you let these Christians, you're not supposed to have enemies. You're supposed to love everybody.
You're not supposed to hate.
You're not supposed to hate, yeah. You know, which is, we got to look at the meaning of words. It's a strong dislike. That don't mean people go and act on it. You know what I'm saying? That's what these people think. They think, oh, because we hate them, we're going to act on it. The Lord said, wait ye upon me. He's going to rise up to you. I'm about to say it in Memphis.
Yeah, vengeance is mine.
Yeah, vengeance is the Lord's. We're just giving you the spiritual forecast of what's going to happen. All right? And you Edomites, man, the Lord sees everything you're doing. You watching us, he got the angels watching you. And y'all know it. They know it. The UFOs are tall black men.
Yeah.
You know? If you had any type of sense in your brain, but let me stop fucking with these people. Let me leave them the hell alone. It's like it, boy.
And they always say, what if you get to heaven and you see God and you like, they be making jokes.
That
like
was JFK.
Yeah, but they be real.
Yep.
They be real.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. I think JFK made a statement though.
Yeah.
Yep. Cause they know, bro. They know.
Oh, yeah, they know, man. I mean, shit. They got our images.
Mm-hmm.
They got history. Got it all.
Got the relics. Got everything.
Yeah, put up,
Yeah.
locked away in the vault. Oh yeah, we can't let them see this. We'll get them some. We'll get them some confidence. We'll get them some power. We can't allow that.
And that's why the nigga woman. I threw up a. Y'all brothers gotta go see that short. I threw up a short. I believe brothers I put it up before, but it was a short of this nigga woman. Had blonde hair, you know, and she was just like, well, the white one was like, the guy asked him on the street, said, would you let your man, tell you how to dress? And she was like, yeah. You seen that shit? And the nigga woman come out, you know, she had, it made me think about her blonde hair, you know. Esau taught you to hate yourself. Because if those pictures, those relics, those things were still up, we will hold ourselves in a higher, higher, class. You know, we was once kings, like Jake said, kings, you know, but we actually got actual proof. We can see it. If you always see this fucking devil in a state of royalty, that's how you gonna look at royalty, a so-called white man. You know, the devil gonna pay, man.
You can even find pictures of the Moors. You know, that show so-called black people in a ruling class mentality, but they even try to keep that on a low, not out in the open. You know, you got to go digging for that.
That's how one dude going into that, going to the Spaniards, because Spaniards are Edomites, all right? And they were the worst of the worst in Europe at that time. They were the worst of the Edomites. You know, how foul and disgusting they were.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. They was really foul. They didn't bathe.
And then, made me think about that, because he was going to the Moors. The Moors taught them how to bathe and shave and clean themselves up.
It was a part of Edomites, pretty much their beliefs and their philosophy and ideology to not bathe.
To this day.
You know, like they say you only supposed to bathe once or twice a year.
I forgot what queen that was, but
it was Queen Elizabeth. It was Elizabeth or something.
It was one of them. She only bathed
like once a year,
like on her birthday, and like one other day.
Yeah.
I thought the pissing and shitting and cycles you didn't have.
And they said their teeth was rotten. They said the more rotten your teeth is, it was like a status.
Status, yeah.
And that's where they say, I don't know if this is true, but they say that's where the term filthy rich come from. Because back in those days, if you had rotten teeth, that means you had access to like certain foods like sugar and
The king's food.
The king's food. You know, if he was fat.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
I mean, you was eating good. You know. They was filthy.
Yeah, I had one of my homeboys in high school was Nigerian.
Even the lice. I read something too. They said they had lice, and that's why when they ate, they had their heads, you know, covered so the lice wouldn't get in the food. But yeah, they had lice, and we already know lice. That's an Edomite thing.
Yeah.
That's not an Israelite thing. Because, you know, we naturally got oils and shit in our head, you know, we just don't.
About the texture of their hair, they cling to it.
Yeah, you know, like animals.
Yeah.
You know, so they filthy, they got lice.
Right.
They nasty, man.
So where we at?
I got one more.
Okay, come on.
Well, I got two more, but
let them fly.
This is perfect.
Let them fly.
Psalms chapter 137, verse 7.
Yep.
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Yep.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
Yeah, because they want to, you know, our temple to be destroyed, and we're asking for theirs to be destroyed. You know, we're asking for this place, America, to be destroyed, man, because it's Bible prophecy. This is what the Lord wants. He doesn't. Scripture says we will have healed Babylon. She's not going to be healed, man. And America's coming on 250, right? No other kingdom has surpassed that, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? The average kingdom about 250 years, man.
Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Yeah, so how has this man rewarded us? How has he rewarded us, man? You know? With a vax? You know? GMO foods?
This virus and disease.
Yeah, I mean, you name it. All wickedness is what we've gotten, so he's going to get the same. He's going to get the same. Now, we're going to do this from the vile acts that he did, but he's going to get his just due, man.
Yeah. Revelations 18.
Yep.
Double.
Yep.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone.
Yeah, because you got to remember what they did to us, man.
And the churches, they not bringing out scripts like this.
No.
Happy shall he be that dasheth his little ones against the stones.
Yep.
Come on now.
Yep.
They won't bring out what the. Come on now, this is church. There's kids in here.
See?
Happy shall he be that taketh Esau, Edom, children, and dash him against the stone.
Yeah. Because they'll say, oh, it was a nightmare written down. It was a, you know, they're not really thinking about that. That's what a pastor would say, man. You know. But you gotta think about it. You gotta remember. See the scripture. The Lord said, what's that? He required that which is past. Ecclesiastes, I think it is, 3rd chapter. Yeah. The Lord's going to require the thing. See, we can't remember. Scripture says no remembrance of former things. Can you imagine if you had remembered what happened to you in the previous life? This place wouldn't be standing right now. Everybody be getting revenge.
Yeah, brothers have seen that movie Sinners. You remember they bought the bar, you know, they bought the salon, and then they were like, we gotta open it. They opened it that night. Damn, Esau came knocking the next morning.
Next morning, yeah.
You know, and he sold it to him.
Yep. Hey, look, and what did Esau do? Right?
The very next morning.
Come on. You know, they would take the Tainos, right? And would hang the women upside down, man. Cut the stomachs open and stomp the babies out. Or throw them in the fucking river for alligator bait, man. You know? That's what this devil, that's the shameful spewing. All right? That's how he got this place, man. Through fucking wickedness.
Like, come on, he literally used to eat us, literally. Like,
still does.
That's a part of history. Like, you could go look this up. They openly ate us. Like, openly ate our flesh. Openly ate our cooked flesh.
They obsessed with us, man. Esau is obsessed with Jacob, man. In every single way.
Like, if you go to a filthy rich Edomite house, he probably got a chair or some furniture made out of Israelite skin.
Yep.
Or they used to use their hair to stuff furniture with too. Those what they call them, relics now probably. But they still around. They still got that stuff. They didn't just throw that in the garbage.
Think about the skulls, the bones of a sitting bull. You know, I just had their names. It just went blank. Geronimo. All the Gadites, the warriors. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't. Where's the bodies at? Where, you know, they were infatuated with us so much, man. You know?
Nat Turner. They probably got his skull.
Oh.
They got his skull in the glass somewhere.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah. They made furniture out of his skin. Yeah, they got that still.
Barbecued them and everything, I believe.
Yeah.
So you devils gonna pay, man. All the way down to your chilling. You're chilling. You know? Isaiah 14 comes to mind. You got it, huh? You said you got one more, right?
Yeah, I got one.
Well, hold it. Go ahead. We'll get this while you get drink water. Yeah.
This the book of Psalms 97. Because we was going into earlier about pretty much hating it. Hating the wicked.
Yeah.
This is the book of Psalms 97 and verse 10. It says, "Ye that love the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, hate evil. He preserveth the souls of his saints."
Yeah, ye that love the Lord, you're supposed to hate the evil. Now, how do you know what evil and righteous is? You got to measure through the scriptures. You can't measure through what the devil's telling you. Because even the scriptures break that down. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. You know? Love is love. Says who? Where's the standard? The standard's the scriptures. That's why everybody that don't have to understand it, they don't care about the scriptures, man. They don't care about God. They don't care about the Most High. You know?
It's okay. God knows your heart.
Yeah, he sure does.
Hey, but how about the precept in Jeremiah that said the Lord knoweth the heart? It said the heart is deceitful above all things.
And desperately wicked.
So yeah, the Lord do know your heart. He know your fucking mind is wicked.
Yep.
They say he hate the sin and not the sinner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the scripture say the wages of sin is death.
Mm-hmm. Sin needs a body.
Yeah, it needs a vessel.
It needs a vessel, man. Man, these pork chop eating pastors, man. What the brothers from Bahamas say? Pastor Pork Chop, Deacon Bacon, and Reverend Ham. Them niggas gonna pay, man.
Shrimp.
Yeah.
Love the seafood boils.
Yep. Oh, that one dude that got caught. He had a church here, church in Houston. You know, they say he spent over 10 grand in just crab legs.
Oh, I'm about to say, I know it's a pastor that got that from Durham.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. He made it national news.
Made national news,
He
man.
going to jail.
But you know, the video I did on it, there was one on a list of things that he was purchasing with his money. And he said he spent over 10 grand in crab legs. This nigga had a crab demon on him, man. But you supposed to be a teacher of the word. Boy, gonna get you niggas, man.
Right.
Damn, man.
He spent 10,000 on lamb or steak.
Right.
Spent 10 bands on crab legs.
Oh yeah.
That's
Bottom feeder.
Oh, I'm a bottom feeder.
Bottom feeder. Shit, you might as well eat a silverfish. I know what a silverfish is.
You ever notice, like, when somebody's talking about health, like eating like food in general, when it comes like, I'm trying to change my diet, you know, eat new things, and they'll go off a list of food they eat. They always mention shrimp.
Of course.
Yeah, right.
Of course.
Right,
Always. I love some shrimp though.
It's good in protein.
That's something like I can't give up, even though I'm trying to go on this health journey. That's what they always insinuate to.
Eat a handful of roaches.
Bro. And all the information that came out about those foods, the animals have parasites, they have disease. You eat the wrong batch, you might drop dead.
That's what I was saying, silverfish. You might as well eat that shit.
Oh yeah, you might as well. You might as well.
That looks like a bug that I killed on my floor the other day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, that was like a bug.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Like a silver roach damn near.
Exactly.
You put a bug under a magnifying glass and blow up the picture, you'll find a bug that look just like
Oh, yeah.
that.
Right.
Dang.
That's his sis. That's his cousin.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
that
yeah,
cousin
yeah.
of the seed.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
It says they're harmless, but I mean, it's like you don't want to look at it. You know.
Damn sure don't want to eat it.
Damn sure don't want to eat it, bro.
But Jake might as well. You know. You open up a can of worms and eat some damn crab, lobster. You know, and the things, seen the bottom of it. Things look creepy, man.
Yo, I don't know if it was crab or lobster, but you know your parents have it in the kitchen sink. That shit was moving. I was like, yo, what is that? I used to look at it. I was like, y'all about to eat that?
Yo.
Yeah, we got some lobster. You know, the mom's she happy in the kitchen.
Yep.
Right.
She ain't happy when she cooking rice and
Yo,
beans
exactly.
and chicken.
All the tribe women, when they got some shellfish, they got that fucking newspaper. Yo, they be going to fucking get it, bro.
Right.
All the tribe women.
Having it prepped up, they got that little butter.
Yeah. Butter, got that garlic. You know? You got it out.
It's the book of Psalms 97 and verse 10. It says, "Ye that love the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, hate evil."
Yeah, we hate evil. We hate those things, man. You know? That's why scripture say the time will come where the true worshipers of the Lord, you know? And look, we rehearse the righteous acts to the best of our ability. We can't get it right in these bodies, man. You know, but our people not even trying. They're not even trying. They'd rather not, love the Lord over some salt and pepper or some lemon pepper over some damn shrimp. And who we have to thank for that? You devils. You Edomites, man. Because you push that as a delicacy. Because that's what, Jake be like, yo, I'm eating good, got the steak and shrimp. The steak is cool, right? But not the fucking shrimp. You got it.
If I may, brother, if you
Yep.
go into the history, they said they used to sell that at the
Prison.
the CC camps. Yeah.
Yeah, prison. That was prison food. Yeah.
It's the book of Psalms 97 and verse 10.
And the scriptures say that this man would turn things upside down. All right? Turn things upside down. You can go to the bottom of the ocean and get some food. You know, when you fish, yeah, you caught some of those things, but those are things you threw back in the water. Because that's why Revelation 11, destroy the earth. Why do you think the waters look fucking, what's the word? It starts with M. Murky. You know what I'm saying?
Taking out the water filter.
Yeah.
Taking out the cleaners.
Yep. You got it.
The book of Psalms 97 and verse 10. Ye that love the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, hate evil.
Mm-hmm.
He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivered them out of the hand of the wicked.
Yeah, the saints are the Israelites. Psalms 148 comes to mind, man. I believe Psalms 52 as well. All right? He's going to preserve us. Why? Because we love him. We don't love this current state. We don't love this current age. We don't love this world. Because what 1 John tells you, he that loved this world is an enemy to the Most High. Why would we love it? Wickedness is ruling. All right? The wicked is ruling.
Yeah, I was asked the other night by Jake. You know, he asked like, how old do I want to live to? How old do I want to live till? And I'm like, to be honest, I don't look forward to getting old in this place. And that's just the truth. You know, I don't look forward to growing old in Mystery Babylon the Great, because what is there to look forward to in this wicked, sinful kingdom and society?
Death.
It's nothing to look forward to but death, sickness, cancer,
Horrible times.
disease, virus, horrible times. I gotta work till I die.
Yep.
Uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
That like, what is it to look forward? We young, and we in the days of our youth, and we surrounded by madness in its own in wickedness, and it's only getting worse,
Mhm.
and it's only going to continue to get worse.
Yep.
That's not like what we're not looking forward for that. We're looking forward to the kingdom of heaven. We're looking forward to
Right.
we're looking forward to immortality, eternal life,
Mhm.
righteousness. We're not looking forward to having to work until we 80 years old.
You devils do. When the kingdom comes, yes sir.
Yeah.
Yes sir.
Shit, they gonna work till they drop.
Yeah. We gonna like the song. We gonna work you to the bone. Come on, let's work.
Yep.
Work it to the bone. Come on, let's work. We gonna work you to the bone, man. Look at that Nat, was it Nat Turner? In the beginning, grandma was talking and she was rocking back and forth till she just he was talking and he didn't get no response from her and she was dead. That's like the beginning of Nat, I believe it's Nat Turner. Beginning of it.
Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. She was sitting in the chair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You got it, good boy.
All right. This is Psalms chapter 109. There's a lot in here, but I'm gonna get straight to the point. I'm gonna start at verse 12.
Yeah, whatever spirit tell you.
Let there be none to extend mercy unto him, neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children.
Yeah, this man don't need no damn favor, man. For what? The Lord showed this man enough favor by letting him rule for a little bit. Lord didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Lord didn't have to let this devil rule. He could have just had us over these heathens from the jump. You know? Yeah.
Let his posterity be cut off, and the generation following, let their name be blotted out.
Mm-hmm. And their name will be blotted out. You know?
Gonna flee away as a dream.
Exactly. You know? Also, Isaiah 14, the Lord said he don't need neither root nor branch. You know?
Let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered
Yeah.
with the Lord.
Yep, and they are being remembered now. All right, and we're calling it out. All right, in which Esau is trying to take control of the narrative, but guess what? The Lord has him in his back pocket. All right, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will. All right, in which he think he's doing his thing. Oh yeah, we're gonna get him off the streets. You know, fine. That's prophecy in itself. You know? And scripture also say the Lord is holding back, that the angel met the four winds of the earth until the elect, his elect is sealed, roughly paraphrasing. So, you know, go ahead, take us on the streets. That's a one, two, three, four, five things.
I said, yeah.
You know?
But you take us off the streets, that's just gonna be another step closer to the end.
Yep. Yep.
And it's no coincidence. He talking about UFOs now. It's no coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
He talking about black men coming off
Yep.
of spaceships.
Yep.
It's no coincidence. They talking about they seen black men coming off of spaceships. What they the moon or something like that.
Yeah. And you can imagine how Esau can have it turned many ways. He could come up with a way that, oh, well, we don't know because they look like black men. So now we got to target the black man and we got to vet them. You know, we got to see, you know, because we don't know. They could be an angel. It could be a UFO. It could be coming from one of those church. You good, bro? You straight? You sure? You want to sit down, bro? All right. You know, I mean, cool over there and sit down if you need to. But that's why we can see them targeting Jake.
Yeah, and they've been talking about the Lord a lot lately. Oh, we found a place where Yahweh Shai healed the blind. We found a boat at the bottom of the Sea of Galilee. Now they talking about Noah's Ark more and showing that there was proof. Like now they starting to come out and speak. It's 2025.
Yep.
Now they starting to come out and speak about the Lord. They coming out and talking about, they're starting to speak about so-called finding the locations he was at.
They have to, because once again they want to control the narrative.
Yeah.
You know?
You know? Not, and don't forget they talking about it's a alien interstellar object coming towards Earth that should be here. But oh shit, it's September next month.
Yeah.
Or by December.
Yeah.
You know that. And they talking about UFOs more. Like it's no coincidence.
Right.
So now they gotta, like he said, they gotta try to control the narrative and try to grab the minds of the people before, because everything gonna get exposed in there anyway. The truth always comes to light.
That's right. That's right.
And let not the sin of his mother be blotted out. Let them be before the Lord continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth.
Yep, and the Lord will. All right? And make think about Obadiah, you know?
So he gonna cut the memory of them off from the earth.
That's right.
So, because after they do their bid of hard captivity and building up our kingdom, they, like I said, it's gonna be like a dream that fleeth away. We go straight up wipe their memory off the earth. Ain't gonna be no statues found of them.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Ain't gonna be no statues found of them.
Right.
Ain't gonna be no books found of them.
Right.
None of that. It's gonna be a distant memory. The elect of the nation of Israel gonna know who they is, but Esau, Edom not even gonna be taught.
Right.
Cause he ain't even gonna exist.
Oh, the brother got the precept.
This is the book of Job, chapter 20. And I started verse 5.
Yeah.
This book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 5, it says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach into the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
Yeah, it's talking about you, Edom. Right? So-called white man. Right? Blanco. Alright, it's talking about you. Okay? You're gonna perish forever like your own dung. You're gonna be a distant thought. Not even a thought, because you don't think about.
Not even.
Yeah, you don't think about the crap you took after it's going down. It doesn't come past your mind twice. You know? You got it?
Just like how they try to say the lost tribe, the lost
Yeah.
tribes of the nation of Israel.
Right.
No, it's the Edom just gonna be gone.
Yep.
You ain't even gonna say the lost tribes of Edom. They just go, just gone. The name ain't even gonna be mentioned.
And the kingdom like, oh, what's the name? Remember, what's the name?
Yeah. What's the name? What's the name?
The
vile one. The vile ones.
Right.
The basement.
Yeah. The harbinger of death. He will destroy your home as well as his.
The cancer of the universe.
Yep. The plague.
Can't get right.
Yeah, all that. You got it.
This is the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 7. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
Yeah, like his own crap. He's gonna perish. No more. Go ahead.
Yep. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yet he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
Yeah.
We ain't even gonna be able to go point him out nowhere or travel nowhere to go see one.
We ain't gonna want to either.
Right.
You don't want to see you devils, man. Like thinking like let me pull it up, man. Let me pull this up real quick, man. Do you want to see this face? Like, who wants to see this face, bro? You want to look at a face like that?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
You look like shit. You look like one of them zombies or something.
You want to see a face like that? Is that a face you want to see? I don't even think a mother would love that face. You know, it's a face a mother would love. I don't even think a mother would love that face. Put that back in the womb. You know what I'm saying? Put it back in the womb, God damn it. You got that.
Yep, read verse 9, kind. Yep, this is the book of Job 20 and 9. It says, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him.
The eye that see him is going to see him no more. He's not going to have nothing, man. Everything's going to be coughed up. And even him's going to be burnt to a fucking crisp, man. No more Edomites. No more Esau. No more little devils running around, man. Everything's going to be at a peace for the Israelites. You know? We're going to still give you heathens hell. So where we at?
I got one more verse.
Come.
Done that? Yeah. All right. This is verse 109, Psalms 109, verse
Go back to Isaiah 29.
16. Because he remembered not to shew mercy.
Yeah, because he remembered not to show mercy. Going back to James, the 2nd chapter. Matter of fact, get James 2 real fast. Hold that. Drop that. Get James 2. James 2 and 13. Baba Kashar.
But persecuted the poor and needy man.
But persecuted, who's the poor? We the poor. We the poor, man. You know? And we the needy. We don't have nothing. You know?
That he might even slay the broken and hurt.
Yep. And he did that.
No. And to this day, you see slaying the broken in mind.
Yep.
You know? It's 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they broken in the mind, you know, broken spiritually, mentally, and physically, and trauma is carried down through the generations because we so fucked up. We fucked up to this day. You know, emotionally unstable, mentally unstable, a bunch of crash outs. It's pain.
My mate brother, that's what they say that PTSD come from. They call it what, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Stress, That was it.
James 2 and 13.
This is the book of James chapter 2 and verse 13. It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy.
Yeah, the so-called white man, woman, and child. The Hebrew Edomites, that's the biblical nationality. So what if some don't believe? We're not asking you to believe. All right? You're going to have judgment without what?
Shall have judgment without mercy.
Without mercy. Right? Because you got to remember, the tables are going to turn, man. The tables are turning now. Going back to Wisdom of Solomon, right? I believe it's the 5th chapter. You know, standing in the face of such of those that afflict us, roughly paraphrasing. The righteous man shall stand in great boldness. Us out here prophesying your downfall, right, is a part of us getting mercy. Lord showing us favor.
It's like the scripture say, you know, just like as the Lord gave us all this evil, he gonna give us good.
Right.
That's gonna be mercy and compassion.
True.
The book of James chapter 2 and verse 13, it says, for he shall have judgment without mercy that hath shewed no mercy.
Yeah, they didn't show us any mercy. Right? You know, post-slavery, this man kept kicking our ass. And he did it by the pen. Did it through his unrighteous laws and decrees. All right? See, when that whip was to your back, you knew who your enemy was. All right? But now that whip is in that mind, you think this man's the best thing since sliced bread. Not knowing he set up to delete you, man. To give you hell. And he has not let his foot off the gas. This man has not let his foot off the gas, man. You got it.
Shit, he about to fucking floor. He about to floor it. The foot already on the gas, but he about to floor it.
Yep. Yep. And like brothers say, he's in the corner now. So what does an animal do when they're in the corner? You know?
He finna bite everything in sight.
Yep.
They gonna hurt themselves trying to hurt you.
Yep. Going back to Revelation 12 and 12. He should come down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time.
The if I may, brother, what's the devil that's on the $20 bill? Said he wouldn't put down the sword and came up against the guy.
Andrew Jackson. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he didn't put his sword down for, I forgot how
1
long.
hour.
A long time.
Yeah, he did put his sword down for 1 hour. Because they said the only good Indian was a dead Indian, man. And these were the leaders of this nation, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, and they have fucking offsprings, yo.
Yeah.
You don't think they got the same mindset? They're all fucking devils, man.
Hey, and Columbus, he raped a lot of women.
Yeah.
They had babies.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of the women probably didn't make it.
Right.
You know, probably killed him, but a lot of the women did make it. But you know, he had a field day with those women, and he had offspring. Ain't no telling how many children he had.
Right.
Ain't no telling. You know, he got seed. I'm pretty sure he got seed walking around this day.
Yep. 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 Yeah, man. You know they do.
Yeah.
You know, look at Elon Musk. You know, they said that dude was his son. I wouldn't put it past it. Depending on how old Elon Musk is, I don't know.
And they don't be claiming they like, you know, they be having kids, but don't be claiming them. You know, they just, you know, they get deal with sex slaves or whatever.
Yep. Yep.
You know, and just be having their way with them, and then shit.
Yep.
Send them on their way.
Yep.
So why? Just a little bit more on it. It says, like in Job 2 and verse 13 says, for he shall have judgment without mercy, that have shewed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment.
Yeah, so we're going to rejoice when this devil gets judgment, man. You know? Because he has not paid for the crimes he has and is still committing, man. He hasn't paid for it, man. All right? And the Lord hasn't forgotten about it, man. What's that? 2 Thessalonians chapter 1. Shows a righteous thing to recompense tribulation those that have troubled you. So the Lord hasn't forgotten, man. This devil's going to get his part. He's going to receive judgment. And we're going to rejoice, man. What the hell is blinking down one Edomite? You know what I'm saying? Isaiah 47. Unless you got something.
I was just holding Colossians 3 and 25. Says he that doeth wrong.
Yeah, bring it up.
This is the book Colossians chapter 3.
But matter of fact, since you read that, you get Numbers 30, get Exodus 21 and 16.
This is the book Colossians chapter 3 and verse 25. It says, but he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done.
And this devil don't believe that, man. He think the Lord forgot about everything that he has done. Right? It says he shall receive what?
This is the book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 25. It says, but he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done.
Yeah, so he's going to receive for the wrong that he has done, man. All right? Look at the conditions of the people in the earth. You know? They got Esau sending over, because you know those people over there in Ishmael over there getting sent food and stuff like that. Well, they're getting it from Esau, right? It was a video where those cans of beans and stuff were bombs. Ain't that the goddamn devil, man? You know? He is, matter of fact, what's that, Revelation 6? He was set up to take peace from the earth, man.
It was a video where they had the supplies and stuff.
Yeah.
And the people was crawling, trying to get to it, but the
Jose. Sit right there with it, bro.
But,
Yeah.
but the Edomites,
Yeah.
they was like shooting, like toying with them.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Preventing them from getting the goods.
Yep.
And it's a famine has the UN
Yep.
has it's a declared famine over there in Gaza. Like it's officially a declared famine over there.
Yep.
Officially.
Yep.
And whose fault is it? Esau Edom.
Esau Edom.
Cause he could stop all that shit if he wanted to.
Yep.
Or allow the people to get aid in whatever area. But you know, of course he's not gonna do it, you know?
Yep. He's serving his God, the God of money.
Yep.
You know? And the scriptures say the love of it is the root of all evil.
And it's the 1948ers
Yep.
and this shit. They like, see, y'all better not get them people supplies and food.
Right. This man is death.
The chief house.
Yeah.
The chief house like, no, they not getting nothing. We about to break all the war crimes.
Yep. Yep.
Because that's what they doing. They committing war crimes.
Destroying hospitals. Those supposed to be off limits.
Yeah, hospitals, schools.
You know? Yeah. Yep. Places of worship, those things are all supposed to be off limits, man. But not to this devil. Right? He'd say it's off limits. But then, guess what? He goes behind his words. Why the scriptures say the words of his mouth are smoother than butter. Well, war was in his heart. You know? You got it.
It says, the book of Colossians 3:25 says, but he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done, and there is no respect of person.
Yeah, so he's going to receive for the wrong that which he have done. All right, and there's no respect of persons. Go and give a damn what you guys say about it, man. No, Lord said, I created this devil. I know what he's capable of. I know what he does. He doesn't deserve no mercy. He deserves to be removed from the earth permanently.
Right. And he earned it.
He earned that.
He earned it.
Yeah.
That's his recompense. You know, everybody get rewarded according to their doings. And his doings is about to get him this reward he about to receive.
Yep. Walking papers for life.
Yeah, walking papers for life. He give Jake life sentences, multiple life sentences, and some.
You know, I mean, Jason's still in prison right now for weed, for crack from the 90s. You know? Now it's a slap on the wrist because his children are in it.
Yeah, right.
Hypocrites, man. Any more of that?
Oh, no, that was it.
But the scriptures say, Exodus 21, you're going to receive for the wrong that you have done, Esau. Right? There's nothing you can do about it. Ain't nothing you can do about it. You know? We had to go through ours, you're going to go through yours, man. And we're still found in your hands, man. What happens when something is stolen and this thing that you stole is still in your possession when the cops find you? They're hauling your ass off, man. All right, Yahweh Shah's gonna haul you devils off, man.
Esau hold you accountable.
Yeah.
And it could not be yours, but hey, you were found in possession of it.
Exactly.
So you gotta we
pay.
know it ain't yours, but it was in your hands.
Right.
So you gotta get penalized if you going to jail.
Right.
We know this gun ain't yours. We seen him hand it to you, but it was in your hands.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Wicked, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 21 and verse 16.
Yep.
It says, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand.
And that's why you Arabs are getting paid back too. Because you had a hand. All right? All right? In the slave trade. Okay? Y'all all was in cahoots with one another. But we gotta take these Israelites down, man. Psalms 83 come to mind. That's why you suffering now over there, man.
I seen a video. They still talk shit about us.
Good.
Over there in the Middle East, they call us slaves.
Yeah.
And I seen a video. It was a Muslim Ishmael. She was passing out like waters and food and stuff, and there was some so-called black women standing right behind her, waiting in line, and she was reaching right around them.
Yep.
You like they wasn't even there.
Yep.
And you know, and the black women, they was dressed like Muslims too, had their heads covered, their bodies covered.
Yep.
You know, but the Muslim was reaching right around them. Up, you. Like they wasn't even there.
Yep. That's how the nations look at us.
Yeah.
You know, but that's good. Good. You have your time.
Just like when a so-called black person tried to go over there to Israel and claim to be a Jew, they don't accept you.
No. And they put you in the worst parts.
Yeah. They'll put you in the
of
worst.
The land.
They do not accept you.
Yeah. Good. That's good. It's great.
And they're not supposed to accept you.
That's right. Because the things that go back to Deuteronomy 30 and 7, those curses, the things that we are subject to now, you will be subject to that forever. You know, we're gonna always be over top of you. Now we're gonna rule in righteousness, right? And you will be happy. You're still gonna be the butt of every joke. You know, we're gonna still look at you as fucking nothing. 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, going to that. Fucking dust on a scale, a drop from a bucket.
They get in the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Every time.
We gonna instill that in you that you ain't shit.
Worst of the crop.
Yeah.
Worst of everything.
You gotta come to your stores, you look down on us and making a profit off of us. I mean, I'll never forget, I was in a Chinese restaurant, you know, a little hood spot everybody go to. And this fucking old ass stud dyke bitch was in there. Oh, I remember you when you was a little boy running around in here. You running the shop now, huh? He said, yeah, I just graduated college. She said, oh, I'm proud of you, you know what I'm saying? I was looking like you fucking dumbass. He went to college off your fucking pockets.
Right.
You know, well, there was a stud, so they probably had no kids. But you never know, studs be having kids too now.
Hell yeah.
You know? Was you ever send your kids to college? No. Which college is bullshit. I'm just, you know, we just saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're living good off of you, man. And then as soon as you leave, they talking shit about you. You know? Yeah, she came in here last week, a car declined. You know? Oh, she, you know, he doesn't talk shit, man. You know? But they don't get that even worse. What you got, Doc? Slacking for the rent, you know?
This is the book of Exodus chapter 21 and verse 16. It says, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him,
Yeah.
or if he be found,
Big buck hair. Saw on the first bed. $200. $250. You know? Yeah, man, we was sold on auction blocks, man. If you type in sold on auction blocks, who you think gonna pop up? Who you think gonna pop up? The head tribe, man, Judah. If you look good enough, you'll see Native Americans. All right, you'll see the Northern Kingdom. But you gotta really look. But first person gonna pop up is Southern Kingdom, man, Judah. You know?
Yeah, because they usually had to kill the northern tribes. Because, you know, they, even in, I think it was Goodbye Uncle Tom. I believe it was Goodbye Uncle Tom. It was a scene, and they showed like a group of Native Americans, and I think they spoke on them and said they won't eat. So basically, like, the Native Americans was basically like rather fucking starve. Starve themselves out straight up. I'm not eating shit. I'm not eating, I ain't drinking. I'm about to sit here and wither away.
That's a cold spirit to be in too, man.
Yeah. And then they showed you also in slave movies what happened if Jake chose not to eat. Remember the one he chiseled out his teeth? He chiseled out his teeth and put the food down the
they do the funnel.
Put the slop down the funnel.
Damn, man.
And that's light work compared to the shit Esau did.
Yeah.
And that's harsh.
Yep. Yep. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, He shall surely be put to death.
Yeah, so you Edomites and you heathens gonna be put to deletion. Because guess what? Where's Jake at? Jake's everywhere. We're scattered amongst all these nations, man. That's why the Lord's gonna come back and take them crowns, man. All right? But mainly here in America, man. All right? The Lord's gonna come back and set things in order. He's gonna take the crown for you Edomites, man. We're still found in your hands, man. They couldn't possibly send us back to the homeland. You know how many Jakes over here, man?
It's way too much.
To put all Israel back in the land, it ain't no resources. Esau don't have that type of power. You know?
Yeah, and that whole region is ours. Ishmael
Yep.
and all of them had to get out of there too.
Yep.
That whole area had to get wiped clean and evacuated.
Yeah. And you know, the scriptures say Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, bro. Who counting that? Who counting that? Hell, that might be Israelites.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But they like to fuck. That might be Israelites. Cause Jake gonna fuck. You know what I'm saying? These heathens ain't doing that like that, man. Where we at?
That was it on that.
That was it? We got no pre-sales, good numbers.
Yeah.
This is Habakkuk.
Numbers 33,
Habakkuk chapter 2,
35 to 33, 35 to 33.
verse 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because of men's blood.
Yep, spoil means to rob, means to take. Okay?
And for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer. Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood, establisheth the city by iniquity. And that's Esau Edom. You know, he buildeth the town with blood, establisheth the city by iniquity. You know, and it says he set his nest on high. Esau Edom set his nest on high. He put himself on a pedestal. He put himself above all nations on the earth. And he even trying to put himself above the Lord. You know, and try to have people worship him. You know, and when this MOTB get pushed on the masses of the people, and people submit and get the MOTB, that's pretty much them recognizing Esau Edom as their owner and as their God. You know, and it's, but I'm gonna start at the top again. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. All right, and Esau Edom spoiled many nations, but specifically, he spoiled the nation of Israel. He stole our land. He stole the people. He stole our heritage, our history. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Stole our riches. He got all our shit locked up. He got all our shit locked up in the vault, with armed guards. Stole the gold. It's probably golden cups golden monuments and all types of things built from the ancient world that Esau Edom has put away, locked up, where only the elites has access to it. Woe to him that coveteth in evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. And it says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house. And Esau Edom, he consulted shame to his name. The so-called white man has consulted shame to his name because look what he's known for. Look at his history. Look at his track record. Let's let this go by. Look at Esau Edom's track record. His track record is fucked up. Look what he did. Look what he did over there in the Middle East. Look what he did over there to Japan. Look what he did in Africa. Look what he did in the Americas. Look what he did in trying to do in South America. He just spread violence. He spread violence and disease and pain. You know, he consulted shame to his name, which is why Esau Edom is the so-called white man, is the devil, the deceiver that the Bible speaks of, the border of wickedness, and he's proved and shown he's the border of wickedness. For the stones shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. It says, it said a stone crying out the wall and the beams out of the timber. So answer it. The streets is talking. The trees is talking. The earth is talking. It's, you know, it's like they said when you go to certain areas, like certain grave sites, or plantations, or lakes that were once towns. They say it's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling in those areas, a eerie feeling, or having a feeling of a presence. You know, a presence of trauma, pain, and suffering. When you go to some of those plantations, I've seen videos where Esau Edom would go to some of those plantations, or some of those breeding farms, you know, where they bred Jake. They say, like, they'll be in the room alone, but they say the room feels smothered. You know, it feels packed in here. You know, that the walls, this is saying, man, if these walls could talk, if these walls could talk, you know, man, shit is talking. Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood, and establisheth the city by iniquity. And that's Esau Edom. Woe is him. Woe is him. And all right, did you have something? Oh, you did.
Brother said, hold numbers 35. The book this is the book of Numbers, chapter 35. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35 and verse 33. It says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
You know, that goes into the law, which eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. You know, what you take, you know, what you got to give it back. If you can't give it back, then you got to go into slavery. or going into adultery and things like that, you get put to death, man. You know. So again, going to how the law is supposed to be used in the earth, it's not being taken advantage of. It's being taken advantage of in the wrong way. You know. So when these judgments come out, you know, the earth is out of chaos because these are not being upheld, man. That says in Isaiah. You know, the land's polluted because, you know, people don't take heed to the words of Yahweh Shai, man. According to Isaiah 24th chapter.
And what it said, blood. Oh, and the land can't be cleansed except by them, by the ones who shed the blood. And this land is defiled. It's blood soaked. And it's been being blood soaked for generations. It's been being blood soaked for hundreds of years. The land is soaked by the Native Americans. The land is soaked by so-called African Americans when we were brought over here on slave ships. And then it's been the land has been continually being soaked by blood, continually to this day. To this day, the land is being soaked by blood. It's a Jake somewhere right now in Mystery Babylon the Great getting gunned down by Esau Edom, or some underground shit going on, and they doing something with the tribes. You know, whether it's sacrifices or torture or whatever. It's blood being shed right now, as we stand out here on the streets, and the land is about to get soaked with even more blood because Esau Edom getting ready to come down with great wrath. You know, right now what he doing with the National Guard and sending the police in and all that, that's child's play, and that's him being nice and soft and gentle. It's gonna be a time where bullets gonna start flying and bodies gonna start dropping. And more information coming out about the y'all remember the fog situation earlier in the year, where it was mysterious strange fog popping up all over the States and in Canada and in the UK. And now the other day, you know, articles been coming out of them saying the U.S. government, the Army admitted to using an experimental weapon, biological weapon, and they was using it on black neighborhoods in the 50s and 60s. So ain't no telling what the hell. And we knew, and us in this troop, we knew it wasn't natural fog. We knew that, but now they pretty much put the information out there to let us know, like, hey, yeah, we just poison y'all, just to let y'all know. You know, we just putting it out there. You know, yeah, we admitted to doing it in the 50s and 60s. But yeah, that what you seen 8 months ago, yeah. So go ahead and let that be food for thought and think about what you possibly was exposed to. Nah, wait.
Yeah, I mean, I had want to get into the judgment of America.
Oh, yeah,
like Revelation 17.
Revelation 17.
Yeah, get Revelation 17.
I got you. Yep. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 17. It says, and there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Yep, and that's what, or who? The so-called America, sitting upon many waters. You can read the next verse. Is ultimately going to rulership. You know, when you control the waters, it means you're in rulership, man. You know, you got sea superiority. You control trade. You control a lot of stuff, man. You know, and that's why America is known as that merchant city. Because what? Because the waters that America sits on, man. Look at America strategically alone, man. The waters America sits on. You got over there in the west, you got Pacific Ocean. On the east coast, you got the Atlantic. In the south, you got the Gulf of Mexico, man, which they try to name it to the Gulf of America. You know, but those bodies of water, you know, that's how you travel around the earth, man. You know, and again, going to that rulership, this whore being so-called America, you know, it sits on that power seat right now, man. You know.
Yep. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 17, and verse 2. It says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with wine.
Did you finish verse 1 about the waters?
Yeah, I read it from the top. Yeah, so like, yep. This is the book of Revelation 17 and verse 1. It says, and there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Yep. And then jump down to verse 15 and we'll come back up.
Okay, yep. This is the book of Revelation 17 and 15. It says, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
Yep. And you want to get that in Habakkuk 2, where it says, he heapeth unto all peoples. You know? So that America is known as a melting pot. You know, a melting pot of all type of customs, peoples, you know, languages, especially going to idolatry, all type of witchcraft goes on here. You know, America's, you know, pretty much an all-star, you know, team of wickedness, man. You know, so again, when a nation has, you know, different types of people and customs pretty much melted in together, it shows again it's a sign of power, man, that the nations are flowing onto this kingdom, man. You know, just like ancient Rome and ancient Greek Empire, same issue, man. You know, all the nations flocked onto who was in power, man. You know, that's why you have different facets of, you know, so-called Roman culture and Greek culture still living today, man. You know, throughout the 4 corners of Europe, because at one point in time they ran the earth, and that, you know, obviously they're in power now, man, in the form of NATO, the EU, and so-called America. So, you had to have a clue.
Yeah, what chapter 1?
It's 2. Yeah, he's a proud man. I think it's 4. You need to keep it that home. It's verse 5. Sorry, verse 4. Then go down.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Yep, and whose soul is that talking about? Talking about Esau, having no integrity. You know, this devil don't have no integrity, going into the crimes that he commits around the earth. You know, genocide. You know, he justified it by saying, God is with me, man. That's manifest destiny. He's God is okay with my enterprise. He got the nerve to say, in God we trust. All the evil he does on the earth, man, that's pride. You have to realize what God he's talking about. He's not talking about the God of the Bible. You know, he's talking about the spiritual demon Satan, man. You know, which the left-hand side is how this devil got into power, man, by lies, deception, robbery, murder, you know, theft, you know, identity theft, you know, all that, man. You know, and that's how he runs this world, man. Capitalism, you know, just greed. But it says the just shall live by faith, going to the elect, man. Here it is, we're in the same system, but we don't live by those rules, man. You know, at one point in time we might have, you know, being grimy, you know, scheming, being selfish and self-centered. That's what this world pushes. But the Lord brought us to the brotherhood, man. You know, the knowledge of Yahweh Shai, man. And that's why we're out here freely giving the truth, not asking for subscription payments. You know, we'll keep teaching if you give me a few bucks. You know what I'm saying? You give me a new car.
We ain't got our cash apps and all the other payment things put up on our channels.
Pin the whole goddamn video. Nope. But go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgresses by wine. He is a proud man.
Yep.
Neither keepeth at home.
Yep. So again, that wine is these philosophies, which we're going to go back to it. Revelation the 17th chapter, you know, is what this devil pushed on the nations, man. You know, democracy, you know, homosexuality, so on and so forth, man. You know, because why? Because he's a man of sin. That's what he came and offered when he came into power, man. Freedom, liberty to do what the hell you want to do, man. As long as you pay your taxes, you know. You could kill somebody, cool, but you're gonna go to jail for it, you know. But you know, again, or if you got a good lawyer, shit, you don't gotta go to jail, man. You know, you plead the fifth, you do all these hula hoops, you know. Pretty much, justice goes into who pays the best, man. Who pays the most, man.
Yeah, you got enough money, you could drag it.
Yeah, exactly.
He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
Yep. Neither keep it at home, and he's always in somebody else's business. You know how America, especially, polices the four corners of the earth, man. You know, because why? Because they're the knight in shining armor. They're the embodiment, you know, of righteousness on earth, man. Hell no, man. It's because you got something I want. I'm gonna pull up, you know, with my tanks and my guns. And if you don't play ball, then you're gonna take it from me, man. We're gonna make up a boogeyman story. You know, we're gonna paint you as a villain. You're the new face of terrorism, and I'm gonna get tax dollars to take you out, man.
And that's the spirit said that because America's doing that with Venezuela right now. They claim they doing it for war on drugs and narcotics and crime, but come to find out, Venezuela got oil. I forgot how much, but Venezuela got a lot of oil, a lot.
They're like number one in reserves.
Yeah. Venezuela number one in reserves of oil. So America coming up with this BS story, a war on the cartel. Why you ain't been did it?
Right.
Cartels ain't nothing new. You know? And why you skipping over Mexico? You skipping over Central America. Colombia right there above Venezuela. You would have skipped past all these other cartels and all these other drug areas and going to Venezuela. Venezuela got all that oil. So you coming out with this bullshit narrative. It's a war on narcotics. It's a war on what Trendiagra, some shit like that. Forgive me for saying it wrong if I said it wrong. So they coming up with the you got something we want, so you gonna come with a bullshit story on why we finna run up in there. Because going down to Venezuela, somebody did the math. I think it take like a month to get to like the Middle East for a ship to get to the Middle East to get the oil and all that, and they said it only take a few days to go down to South America to get the oil. So they pretty much saying, all right, we got this oil right here down the street. Fuck going to the next town or the next city. We got one right down the street. So yeah, we about to run up in Venezuela. They right here. But that's Esau Edom. Just like what was it? Just like with Iraq in that area, weapons of mass. There wasn't no weapons of mass destruction over there. They just wanted to get boots on the ground over there.
Yep. Michael, I think I read it earlier. Micah 2.
Like two kind.
The point is 2. Going to a couple fields, taken by violence. You know, because again,
Poppy seeds. They wanted to get over there for the poppy seeds and the opioids and oil.
And feed that pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
Why do you think there's a so-called opioid crisis? It's a crisis because it's Esau on them damn drugs. You know? Look at that.
Like a 2 and 2.
We won, but
We won down.
Point
Okay.
is 2.
Go down. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds."
Yep, devise meaning it's a plan. And these plans they put out, you know, it's not just random. They don't just say, yeah, I'm gonna wake up one day, I'm gonna do this shit. Now they have all these secret meetings, man. Y'all brothers were going to earlier, man. These these groups, Bilderberg groups, Illuminati, secret society groups, man. Why the hell y'all going in the woods to talk about some shit? Why you just do it on the news, man? You gotta, wear a certain dress, or type of attire. You gotta have your face covered. Why you gotta have your face covered to talk about shit? Why you can't just come out in the open, man? Because they're hiding what they really want to do, man. It goes to them devising, these elites, they're pushing their NWO agenda, man. It don't got nothing to do with you, man. You're not going up there to them World Economic Forums, to these meetings where these elites meet up, man. Absolutely not. And you don't got no say so, man. How the hell these unelected officials, these people that you never voted for, are determining policy in your land, man? Because again, it goes into them devising iniquity, man. Go ahead.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds."
Yep. And woe means destruction. So eventually it's gonna fail, man. Go ahead.
It says, "When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
Yep, and you go into that practice is what? Witchcraft, man. You know, their craft, all right? The left-hand means, which, you know, going to these campaigns, propaganda, they use the media, man. They use psychology. They know how your brain works, man. You know, they use what they call dark psychology. You know, they create a whole campaign based off of your emotions so you can buy into their agenda, man. And you don't even realize it, man. This whole immigrant crisis, man. You got people complaining about immigrants because now their blame is, oh, I don't have a job because of illegal immigrants, you know? Or, you know, these cartels, and, you know, so on and so forth, man. You know? When all this is an agenda being pushed. Now it's mass surveillance. So it ain't gonna just be criminals getting surveillance, it's gonna be everybody. Because why? Everybody's a criminal now, you know? Thanks to your so-called Patriot Act. And there's so much stuff, you know, even going to the executive orders. There's certain powers that the president has, you know, that he don't have to wait for your permission to, you know, to say okay with it, man, to approve it, you know? I was going through a list, I'll try to pick it up. I'll read some of these executive orders this devil actually has, man. It's off the chain, man. You're like, why the hell would you need that power for? It's literally an executive order to have control over all the media. You know, all media outlets are going to be controlled by the government. You know, and that's eventually what's going to happen, man. No more free speech. Because remember, in martial law, the Constitution is suspended. Meaning when you get pulled over, oh, you're infringing on my rights. Oh, the government already gave up on that, man. You don't got no rights. It's martial law now, man. You know?
Was it during the times of national emergency, right?
Exactly, bro. Yeah. You hit it. Because that's how the devil's gonna get into it. His NWO is he's gonna use a national emergency. They're called emergency powers, man. So create the crisis, bring the order. You know, him coming down with great wrath. That's going to an emergency executive order, man. You know, because the only way he can do that is if it's an event of emergency, man. FEMA and all these other groups, man.
Ain't gonna be I got rights.
Oh, that's done. That's
no, you can't do that.
Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Yep. This is Micah 2 and verse 2. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, yep. Even a man and his heritage.
Yep. So prime example is Middle East. Them, you know, they damn sure going off over there, man. They be pedos over there too. The Middle East, them Ishmael got some issues too, man. You know, they be doing, yep. They be doing their little sacrifices and stuff. So they getting judged, absolutely. And best leaders, Jake, mix and mingled in there too, you know. But you know, Esau got no reason to go over there and police people, man. You know, and tell them what they can't do in their land, man. You know, it's their land. But you find a way, you know, to get your ass in there. You got embassies in countries that. They don't got no embassy in your country, you know? Why do I need American presence in my country? Matter of fact, get Jeremiah 51:7. Hold that mic up. We'll read that again, but then
Jeremiah 51:7.
Get Jeremiah 51:7. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I get it. Okay.
Yep.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51. Verse 7. Babylon hath been the golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yep, those philosophies, man, they took on what America pushed onto them. They said, yeah, we'll give it a shot. Shit, you know? With America so-called giving them backing on they did so, man, you know? Buying their cars and shit like that, you know, buying into their technology, you know, and their media, you know, setting up puppets in their government. Okay, cool. But now eventually, guess what? They found out that America duped them, man. So-called America, you know, and again, when we say America, we're talking about the elites, man, you know. America, you know, is a landmass. We're talking about a people who's running this landmass. It's the elites, man. Job 9:24, the earth's been given into the hand of the wicked, man. So they're the ones doing all this stuff behind the scenes. They don't live here in America. You best believe they don't. They got any goddamn sense. At least they don't live on places you can find on a map. Well, that's where so-called Rothschild, so-and-so Rothschild lives, man. You'll never be able to pinpoint it. You might be able to point in a state, maybe. Good luck getting to it.
I see it, maybe.
Maybe.
Shit. The Rothschilds and the elites, they got their own islands. It's, you know, and the elites, they know of land that they don't share with the rest of the world. So they got their own, more than likely have their own little setups, you know, buildings, stores, etc. You know, little own communities, little own worlds, just specifically for the elites, you know, that you're not allowed to go to. And you could think this just on a real low level like Hollywood or little gated communities where the elites at, where you're not even allowed to go up to. You know, where they got mansions and they own police and security. Matter of fact, the 1948ers, I've been in New York City, and they got their own areas in New York City. They own school buses, they own police, they own banks. You go in a bank, you just go see a whole bunch of 1948ers with the curls and black hats, like some shit out of a movie, right here in America.
Yep. That was it. Go back to that.
It's the book of Micah. You want to read down to 3?
What's 3 saying?
It says, "Therefore thus said the Lord, behold, against the family do I divide an evil."
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still holding 17 for you, so Revelation. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 3. It says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for the time is evil."
Yep, and this time was, when it was being spoken by Micah, it was talking about Israelites. You know, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you were getting prophesied against because you were being evil, man. You know, if I'm not mistaken, this is around the time of Babylon, man. You know, that Nebuchadnezzar was gonna come and take the southern kingdom down, man. You know, because they got proud, they got haughty. You know, and how did the judgment start? Man, it started first with the elites, man, the ruling class of Judah, man. They got hauled off and brought over into slavery, man. You know, the nobles. Read about that in Jeremiah, man. They got grabbed up and they got sent to Babylon, man. Along with Jeremiah stayed, because he found favor by Nebuchadnezzar. But you know, like Daniel, you know, 3 holy children. You know, they weren't poor people, you know, and they were prophets. You know, we really went to Daniel, but he was hauled off into Babylon, man. You know. So again, you know, going to now, who does this refer to now, man? Deuteronomy 30 and 7. The curse that were upon us are going upon our enemies, man. So that family is going to these elite banking families, man. You know, the Lord is gonna get y'all, man. You're not gonna get away scot-free and get off haughtily, meaning proud, because your plan's not gonna work, man. You know. You know, you read some of these quotes that these devils say, man. Matter of fact, let me try to find it. A quote David Rockefeller said in one of his meetings. I forgot what the meeting was here. Yeah, here's a quote. David Rockefeller, from his own admission in his memoirs, 2002. It says he wrote unapologetically. How you say
Unapologetically.
Yeah, unapologetically. It says some even believe we are part of a secret cabal working against the best interests of the United States, conspiring with others around the world to build a more integrated global political and economic structure. One world, if you will. If that's the charge, I stand guilty and am proud of it. So the motherfucker telling you what he's trying to do, man.
He just admitted to it right there.
He just tell you what they're trying to do, man.
Said it unapologetically too.
You know, so they're going against the interests of so-called America because they don't care. They don't care about America. Look what was going on with Israel. You know, being a lapdog. You know, America's a lapdog to Israel, man.
Yep.
All that money's going over there, and you got no say so, man. You know.
And Israel said, if you anti-Israel, you anti-American. No. You anti-MAGA. I believe that's what it was. But basically, if you anti-Israel, you anti-American. But since when? I'm confused. Because you don't see Israel saying if you anti-America, you anti-Israel. You know, but that just shows you America's the 1948ers lapdog. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Yep, and again, this is talking about who? Talking about Esau, man. You know? Especially talking about Esau, man. That's him to a MO, man. Can't be satisfied. He's never have enough, man. Never have enough wealth and influence on the earth, man. He wants more. He wants what? He wants your soul now, man. You got everything physical, you know? Everything physically you can touch, it all eventually leads back to the elites, man.
Hey, what was that? Wasn't it an interview between was it a Rockefeller? I think it was a Rockefeller or a Rothschild. He was like, the interview was like, what more do you? You're like, what more do you need? What more do you need? What more do you want? You got the food, you got the water, you got the medicine, you got the world in your hands. Like, what more do you need? What more do you? And he said he want full control of the people. You know?
That's where that chip come in.
That's where that chip come in, and that's where stigma comes in. 666, the number of a man, and that translates to stigma. And a part of that definition of stigma is to show recognition of ownership. Because if you receive the MOTB, you showing recognition of ownership. That Esau Edom is your owner and your God. And his merchandise is inside of you, and now you his merchandise. Just like they said, if you receive the potion injection, then they said it was like a patent or something on there. Like, yeah, you know, like, so now if you got that mRNA technology coursing through your veins, it's you property now. But you know, man, Esau Edom want to own you. He want to be God. That's the ultimate goal.
He ain't gonna stop at nothing, man. He's not even gonna stop against the Heavenly Father's own begotten Son, man. That's why he's gonna get brought down, you know. But he's willing to take it that far. That's how you know serious he is about his NWO, man. You know, he don't care, man. He gonna rise through the ashes, like it's, you know, it says in Malachi. You know, I'm gonna build back better. You know, he uses that same language now, man. You know, so America's gonna be a casualty, but they gonna, in the ashes of it, you know, raise up the NWO, man. You know, the one world order. You know, which they're not gonna be able to perform, man. Let's go back to that Revelation 17. Unless he was grabbing something.
Yeah, I was looking for that to the point y'all was making. I think it was a good one on about him being, you know, thinking that he God. I think it's in Ezekiel 24:2. I go to Revelation. No, he said Revelation 17, verse 3.
Yeah, we said 2.
Just like his house is being made desolate, he said he gonna rebuild. Those nuclear missiles is gonna make everything desolate. And Esau Edom think he gonna come from underground to a white clean table and start afresh. We gonna rebuild to make everything better. We gonna build the new world. Yeah, and like we gonna build it in our image, how we want it to look. But it ain't gonna work like that, because the elect of the nation of Israel and the angels is gonna go down into them bunkers and snatch them elites up.
Revelation 17:3. 2. It's the book of Revelations, chapter 17, and verse 2. It says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
So again, that philosophy, man. You know, you got over there in the Middle East, you got women twerking. You know, want to be single and independent. You know, have a career. You know, driving cars. I mean, you know, it sounds weird, but this is what happens when the West, you know, that philosophy can push around the earth. It sounds weird, man. The women supposed to be kept to the house, the scriptures say, man. Raising up the children, right? But women, again, they want to get on a jet and jet set, you know, and go around, you know, travel the world and have, you know, this self-centered lifestyle that, you know, it ultimately brings forth death, because you can't raise no children living like that, you know. You going plane to plane, you jet set, and sleeping with random people, you know. And first off, where the hell you get all this goddamn money from, man? You know? But again, that's what's been pushed around the folk on this earth. You have women leaving their natural habitat to come to America, to go to college, you know? To learn to be a good slave and have a good career, you know? Instead of being at home and building a legacy back home, man, you know? But again, that's what happens when again, this philosophy this cup got passed around the earth, man. And now the nations are guilty as well, man. Because why? Because you're buying into a wicked kingdom, right? When you do these trade deals, you know, you sit at the table with the devil, right? And you bargain, right? You know, how is this even able to be a thing? Because you took out the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man, you know? Which was reading earlier numbers in Deuteronomy about stealing a man and blood, defiling the land, you know? That issue hasn't been fixed yet, man. But you're gonna come here and be a millionaire. You're gonna park your dirty ass, you know, in the hood with a gas station, at a gas station selling Jake, all men of slop, you know, letting niggas gang bang at the front door, just don't come in, you know what I'm saying? Don't use the bathroom. While the neighborhood that Jake live in, you know, is torn apart, man. Mostly because Jake is a damn baboon, you know? You say they're a bull in the net, you know? But how is it that, you know, someone that has never touched foot on this land can get a grant or a loan from the government and run a business, man?
Right.
You know?
And they learn to beat the system because they get the grant, and after so long, they have it transferred to a niece, uncle, cousin, or whatever, so they could be tax exempt, and then they just keep doing it. And they just keep doing it over and over again, so they can continue to be tax exempt and to continue to profit off of Mystery Babylon the Great. You know.
It's the book of Revelations chapter 17 and verse 3. It says, "So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns."
Yep, and again, going to that power structure. 7 heads going into NATO, right? 10 horns going into the EU, man. You know, which originally the EU was 10 nations, man. You know, now it was what? 30 something, you know, but the original 10 horns, right, was again going to the European Economic Community, man, the EEC, you know, which was Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Spain, and Portugal being 1. Now they're counted as 2. England and Ireland, which those are 1, and then you have West Germany, man. So these nations came together, right? Going to the New World Order. As you read down in Revelation 17, it says these have one mind, you know? So what? To let the beast rule, man. It's your turn, man. You know? Because before so-called America, you had what? You had England, you had France, you had Spain, Portugal, Great Britain. Exactly. It's called Great Britain, man. You know? Why do you think over there in Canada they speaking French? French Canadian. Because again, you don't know your history, man.
Quebec.
Quebec.
They got Quebec.
Right.
They still got the Queen of England.
They still honor the edge. Yeah. Same with Australia, man. They're called Commonwealths. They still reverence the Queen, man. That shit ain't go away. The royal family. These motherfuckers just walking around. I forgot how much their salary is. It's ridiculous, man. Right. And the English people, they pay taxes to the royal family.
They don't gotta do shit.
They don't do shit. They just the royal family. Hey, that's some shit.
Right. You don't gotta do nothing.
Yep.
No work. Just exist.
Exactly.
Just exist and just benefit.
Yep. And it comes down to what? Those are all Edomites, man. Eventually, it's gonna come out, man. Before, who was in power over there in England and European nations was Jake, man. We were talking about earlier. The Moors.
The Moors, yeah.
Because after Rome fell, the Western Roman Empire fell, you had what is called the Holy Roman Empire, man, where the East ruled, which was Jake, man. You had the 5 good emperors, the most famous one is Marcus Aurelius. He was a Jake, man. I mean, look at the damn stone, man. They try to whitewash that shit, man. You know that's Jake. Man, got an afro, curly afro at that. You know, see his structure, you know, his face structure. That's Jake, man.
And he got some deep ass quotes too.
He's saying some shit. Yeah, the book is called Meditations, which he didn't want to bring it out. It was just his thoughts, his notebook. They brought it out, man. Made a book out of it.
Deep ass quotes. He got some dope ass quotes, man. Stoic.
And then after that, after Rome fell, you know, who took over was, you know, the Byzantine Empire, man, which is Jake. The most famous of those rulers was Constantine, right, which was Jake. And that's why you think Jake be going so hard body for these wicked ass holidays, man. You know? And that's what Constantine instituted, you know, brought together because he wanted to create a one world religion, man. That's why it's called Catholic. Catholic means universal. There's a lot of stuff, man, you know, we can go on all day about this stuff, but that's the stuff you deal with now is because of stuff that happened back then. Why the hell every damn year you talking about Christmas and Easter?
Combine paganism with
the scriptures.
With the scripts.
Yep, that's what he did, man.
That's why Colossians, the third chapter, second chapter, tells you, be ready to command spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Exactly. Yep.
At the rudiments of the world.
Yep. You know, because again, you know, you have to know your history, man. History, especially as a kid, you know, Jake, you don't want to hear history. That shit is boring. Because as a kid, you just think about slavery. I don't want to hear about my history. I came over here on a cargo slave ship. Oh, man. There's a quote, if he who forgets the past is doomed to repeat it, man. You know? And that's what's happening. We're at the death of an empire. Taxation, inflation, you know, wars. All this stuff is all news, man. Rome felt the same way, you know? And again, that's why you notice the beast and NATO the EU is so-called Rome all over again, man. You know? And they're gonna fall by the same way, but this time it's gonna be divinely destroyed, man. Yahweh Shai gonna put a nail in the coffin, man. Because he would have did it back then. You know, but let's keep on reading on that relation.
Yeah, because it ain't like the Romans just like they just disappeared.
Yeah.
It's a thin air. Just like we didn't just disappear. You know? They branched out and started something new.
Yeah, exactly. How they want to say Esau is done away with. You know, Edom over there in Petra. There's certain books on Petra. I was looking on Amazon. I was like, damn, I want to see some books if I can find some books on Petra. Some of those books be like $300 goddamn.
And we could go and we could look up pictures of Petra. Them people didn't just die off.
Yep.
They left and went somewhere else.
Exactly.
And if you look at Petra, and we surrounded by it.
Yeah, exactly. Same people.
The same people and the same structures. The arcs in the buildings. The height, the pillars. Like you look at the White House, you look at these government official buildings, and then you look at Petra. It's like, yo, these just look the same. You look at Greece, look at old pictures of Greece, old pictures of Rome. Look just like Petra.
That's why I quoted earlier, Job 9:24. If not, where and who is he? You know, if Esau's not the wicked, man. His history, he tried really hard to cover his tracks, man. That's why he going to that spirit of Cain. He's a fugitive and a vagabond. He's running from what? From justice. He wants to cover up his tracks, you know, from where he left from Petra, how he ended up in Europe, you know, taking over the Japhetic tribes, to now what you know as Greece, Greek culture, Roman culture. Well, a lot of that he stole from Japhet, man, you know. How he runs the government, you know? But nonetheless, eventually, again, it's all gonna come out, man, and it's being exposed to who? The Lord serves the prophets, man.
Hey, you look, we could pull out a quarter or something. The American coins look similar to the Roman coins, look similar to the Greek coins. They all look the same. They all got eagles on them, and they all got the face on them.
He still love that damn eagle.
Yeah.
He still love it.
Like they telling themselves.
Right.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 7 and verse 4. It says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
So again, how she be dealing on the earth, man? A whore, right? And a whore, she don't come up on nothing. She getting put on, man. You know, who's her pimp? You know what I'm saying? Who's so-called America's pimp? Who pimped out so-called America, man? These elites, man. You know? How did so-called America get rich? Slave labor, man. Old-fashioned slave labor, man. You know? That's how so-called America got so rich. Anybody would get rich off of 100+ years of free labor, man.
Hell yeah.
You know? That's a come up. You know? And even still we're in slavery because we pay taxes, man. All that money goes to who? Who's in power? You don't get no slip on where this money goes. You know, you had, with Elon, which he was a puppet, trying to go into the things that the government was spending money on, right? And it's outrageous, man. Making frogs turn gay, you know?
Yeah, all type
of weirdo shit, spending your tax dollars on, you know? Not on bettering your community or getting you a better job.
You going on work and they doing dumb shit like that.
Yeah, spending money on frogs turning gay. G-A-Y, happy, you know? But again, America is in that power seat because of why? Because of rape, robbery, and murder, man. You know? And it's time to pay up, man. It's going to say it was in Habakkuk, 2nd chapter, about woe unto that build a city of blood and iniquity, man. You know, it's blood money. It's cursed. Eventually it's going to come out, man. And it's going to be recompensed onto you, man. You know? They don't just get away with all this blood trail. It's Ecclesiastes the 8th chapter. Sentence against an evil work, you know?
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 17 and verse 5. It says, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
So again, who is that? It's not a mystery no more. It's America, man. Someone get at Nahum, the well-favored harlot. You know, the mistress of witchcraft. America at one point in time was well-favored, man. The standard of beauty was what? Blonde hair, blue eyes. Not no more. It's at Nahum 3. You know, because again, people don't even want to hear the English language no more, man. You know, because again, the nations are fed up. They're tired of hearing, the same rhetoric and story of America bullying people around the earth, man. You got it?
From the top.
No,
You
it's
say
good.
3 and 5?
3 and 4.
3 and 4 count. This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 4. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts.
So keep that in mind, man. A lot of witchcraft and deception. You go into masonry. The foundations of Freemasonry is witchcraft, man.
Yep.
You know? And that's not no mystery, man. You know? Even the symbol itself, man. You know? What's it called? It's a compass of some sort. Yeah.
G with it,
Yeah. You know? This all goes into left-hand side wisdom. You know? And the elites, they understand this, man. That's why you going. What was it? Because last year they had the what was it? What meeting was it? With Carl Schwab and all them. They had a damn witch blessing the damn. What,
She
I
was
forgot what
blowing
meeting
that
it
dust
was.
and stuff. Damn.
Yeah, she was over there, and they just sitting there like it's a normal day in the office. Like shit, I've been, you know what I'm saying? This bitch saying all type of pajamas, got the little.
She like a fucking like she looked like a gypsy or something.
She looked like a gypsy, yeah. She doing some.
She looked like a witch. Yeah.
But that don't make headline news. You know that the leaders of your world are wicked as hell. They're satanic, worshippers of demons and devils. You know. But again, that's how this country was raised up on, man. The numbers. You know, 33. Why the hell 33 of the goddamn world? You know. It's all left-hand side vibrations, man. You know. Your DC, architecture. You know, with the what's that shit called? The obelisk, which that had something to do with Egypt. What is that doing in the capital of your country? You know, how I forgot, was it Abraham Lincoln? How he's sitting on the chair, he got one hand up, one hand down. No, I think it's George Washington. The Washington Monument. Yeah. Look at the Washington Monument. Look at his pose. You know, it's as above, so below. As above, so below. That goes into the left-hand witchcraft, man. You know. Causality. It has nothing to do with the Heavenly Father, man. You know? That's why he has these weirdo mathematics, using numbers, numerology.
Yep.
With this truth to it, they use it for evil. They don't use it for good. You know? But I'll go ahead and
Watch out, bro.
This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3, And verse 4 says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
Yep, all them skeletons in the closet, man. All them dark ops, them black ops, all them secret, agendas and things that you've been doing on the earth is being found out, man. You know, and these nations aren't playing ball no more, man. You know, at least what it seems like on on the surface, you know. Because from the top on down, from the top on down, it's drive-by weirdo.
Yeah,
Say God for everybody. Say God for everybody. What do you say?
He said God or Yahshua.
He said it's not for everybody.
Oh,
He
it's not
said the
for
gospel
power
for
that came
everybody.
back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, aren't you part of that everybody? I mean, Israel's
Right.
scattered
Exactly.
Right.
amongst all nations.
But did you see a sticker in the back of his window?
They had the guy knocks it.
They always said God something.
Sacrifice of a fool.
Yeah.
But again, going to read it one more time. The horror.
Yep.
It's against.
This is the book of Nahum chapter 3. And verse, you want to
No, the name.
This is the book of Nahum chapter 3 and verse 5. It says, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts.
Yep. So, hey, is God for everybody? No, He's against. All right, especially this kingdom, man. You ready?
It says, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face.
Yep. So, lifting up the skirt, that's shameful, man. Seeing your nakedness, right? You're not supposed to show your nakedness to nobody, besides who you belong to, But the nations are seeing our nakedness, meaning you're ashamed, man. Go ahead.
It says, and I will shew thee nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
Yep. So your wicked paths, you want to get rid of, your wicked history, man. You think that's going to erase your judgment? No, man. Critical race theory. You don't want to think about slavery no more. Only certain percent of people own slaves. Therefore, I'm innocent. I never owned slaves.
Everybody
All right, cool.
came over here to willingly work.
Yeah, they came over here willingly. They bought a plane ticket to come to America.
Ain't no more whitewashing history. Them days is over with.
Yep. That's why, going back to them executive orders, I'm trying to find it real quick. That's why the famine of words gonna come in, man. Because how long is this devil gonna let, this truth keep coming out, man? It's ultimately the Lord, But he knows eventually he's gonna have to make a move, man. Let's see, one of the executive orders to cut communication.
And when they control the media, that's media blackouts. And during those media blackouts, that's them preventing certain things from coming out for the world to see. Like when casualties, violence, and etc. is taking place, it's gonna be media blackouts on it. Ain't nobody gonna know what's going on in certain cities except for the people that's live in those cities or the neighbors. It's gonna be word of mouth. It's gonna be media blackouts. They not gonna show what's really happening there unless a journalist or somebody sneak in there. But they might get killed. They already do stuff like that overseas, with journalists and all of that. But they like, nah, we can't have these journalists and these certain people snooping around because they'll bring certain things to the light for the media.
Yep, here it is. It's Executive Order 10995. It says, come this way. Executive Order 10995, it says, has been interpreted as giving government the power under national emergency to seize control of all communication systems. That means radio, TV, telephone, if they say telegraph, what the hell? Telegraph, satellite, don't matter what. Everything gets, you can't telegraph motherfucker. That's crazy. It says prioritize military/government traffic over civilian communication. It says censor or shut down civilian networks if deemed a threat to national security. So no more YouTube. You know, it says censor or shut
Facebook,
down
none of that.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You know, and they're legally allowed to do that, man. You know, so much for your constitution, right? You know, freedom of speech. Not an emergency.
Hey, you already know with the social media, they could be recording stuff and posting it on social media.
Yep.
Why they say during that time, they go seize control of all communications and prevent certain information from getting out, which is why they say information is valuable. You know, I forgot the saying of it, but intel and information is very important and very valuable. You know, which is why right now it's important to get as much information and knowledge, wisdom, and understanding as you possibly can. So when things do go dark, you won't be in the dark. You gonna know what's going on. You won't be moving around, running around in chaos like a chicken with your head cut off. When the lights get shut off, when the Facebook and the social media not working, or YouTube not working, you gonna say, damn, is it time? Is this the time? But the people in the world that don't pay attention and don't know what's going on, they gonna be flipping.
Exactly.
There was times that Facebook or Instagram went down and people was damn near having a heart attack. Just over something as simple as that. People was really tripping. And it wasn't even that long ago. It was like in the recent years. Remember, it was like Facebook and Instagram was like down. People, Facebook and Instagrams was messing up or wasn't working, and people was tripping. Imagine when fucking the internet ain't working, and you can't make a phone call.
Yep. Exactly. That's what they're gonna do. The executive order. Just read it. Executive order 10995, man. You can't call nobody. You know, you can't text nobody. Shit ain't gonna go through, man.
Can't call 911.
Can't call 911.
Yeah, I'm holding that. I'm holding up the Revelation 17.
Can't call an ambulance. Can't do nothing.
Yep.
You gonna literally be in the dirt. And they say, and that's a part of war too as well. Cutting people off from communications in the outside world, so they don't know what's going on.
Yep. Someone get 2 Corinthians 2:11. Not able to use devices.
2 Corinthians 2:11.
2 Corinthians 2:11.
Oh yeah, I had a precept too.
Please,
This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
Yep. Exactly. So starting first with the elites.
That's getting back to what you were saying about them being naked and they skirt
Being exposed. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because again, who really runs the world? That's the question, man. Who's benefiting off all the chaos and bullshit going on earth, man? It's the elites, man. It all leads back to them, you know? They're the ones puppeteering the earth, man. You know? The stuff that you see and consume on a day-to-day basis, it goes through them, man. Again, we know the Heavenly Father's in control, but the Lord gave him the hand to run the earth, man. You know? On the left-hand side, you know? So the elites are being exposed. That's who really couldn't be found out, man. You hear about Epstein, you hear about, you know, weirdo shit about certain people that had so-called power. You might even hear stuff about DJ Trump, you know? But you'll never hear no dirt, you know, being massively pushed out of the elite class of rulers on the earth, man. The hidden ones.
And even then, they try to keep the Epstein list and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah. Good luck getting some dirt on the elites. And if you did, who's gonna charge them? Who's gonna persecute them? Who's gonna throw them in prison? Are they gonna go to jail for the crimes they commit on the earth? Absolutely not, man. They'll say, "Up with my dead body," you know. So again, what's being exposed is, first off, we're going into our punishment. It mentions Zion because that's our lack of captivity is under Esau, man. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob's the beginning of that following. Here in so-called America, you know, specifically, is where Judah and Israel are pressed together, man. You know, because the prophecy is about a greater deliverance than that of ancient Egypt, man. been brought over together to be captive, you know, because go back into ancient Egypt, when we came into the land, we weren't captives. It was after a pharaoh that knew not Joseph, you know, that he put hell on Jacob. We got put into slavery, man. You know, and again, going to the Lord, expose these devils, man. Nothing's gonna be not exposed these last days, man. You know, how this whole setup was all geared towards the elites. Who comes into presidency? You know, the UN building, I found out was on land donated by John D. Rockefeller, man. What the hell does that tell you? That they're in the pockets of these elites, man. Follow the money. That's where you'll find the answers, man. All certain of these presidents, they're part of the Trilateral Commission. You know, all part of these groups being groomed to be president, funded by who? The Rockefellers. You know. It points to many fingers, man. You know. And again, it's going to how the Lord again is turning it all back on them, man. And they know that. That's why, you know, they know they have but a short time, man. You proud-ass devils, you know, you low-level Edomites might not think so, but at least they know they don't got a lot of time left, man. That's why you have Operation Warp Speed and stuff like that, you know. But someone got that 2 Corinthians 2?
Kind of got you right here. This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices."
Yep, his toolbox, man. His tool bag. It's a lot of it's deception, man. You know, trickery. You know, illusions. That's what a illusionist does. When you go, you know, you see Vegas doing people doing card tricks. They're called illusionists. They play on your senses. You know, make your mind play tricks on you, that you can't trust your own eyes. It is, I swear, I hit the card good. How the hell? And that's just low-level stuff. How the hell you figured out my shit was the ace of spades? You know? You know, that's how this devil moves, man. You know? He does hand tricks, sleight of hand. It's real slick stuff, man. His contracts, his language he uses, man. You go in court, if you don't got a real lawyer, your ass gonna be drowned out there, man.
Yeah, because they be speaking in
Their language, man.
they have that language in different terms. And it could mean something simple, but the language and terms they using, you know, they I forgot what it's called, but yeah, man, they be real deceitful when they use certain words in court. Because one word could mean, you might think it's one, you might mean they mean something, but they mean something totally different.
Different definitions, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's where it comes with, you know, this is the devil's tongue.
Yep, and they're going to, again, his devices. We know that he's gonna have to push his agenda through emergencies. So you everyday Americans asking about things turning back to normal. Normal's out the window, man. But if that were to push his NW agenda, he really has to make, you know, these emergency orders come to play, man. And that means manufacturing emergencies, man. The whole thing with the immigrants, you know, over there, and now, you know, you got Yemen and the Houthis, and, you know, domestic terrorists now, you know. Now everyday Americans got to be surveillance. And again, you go back to these executive orders and these things that they put out years ago. Now they're starting to use it, man. Rex 84. You haven't heard of Rex 84? You know, brothers, of course, it's been a while. But you look at things like Rex 84. Of course, we heard of Patriot Act. All this stuff's being put into play now, man. You know, how are they going to be able to massively surveillance every American citizen? Emergency orders. Okay. How are they going to chip everybody? Emergency orders. That's the only way you're going to be able to do it, man.
Hey, just like overseas in the UK with the digital ID. Yeah. They talking about making it mandatory for all adults to get a digital ID when applying for jobs due to the immigration situation to prevent illegals from coming in and getting jobs. Yep. So if you're a UK citizen and you're an adult and you want to get a job, you're required to have a digital ID. That's what they going for. Yep. And they mentioned it's to fight against immigration here in America. It's a perfect situation for that. Hey, from now on, all American citizens have to get a digital ID. If you want to drive, if you want to work, if you want to do anything in that nature, you have to have a digital ID and be verified. And we all know all things lead to the MOTB.
Yep. Yep. Someone get Joel 5 and 12. Yep.
They're going into the crafty council.
Yep. That's his enterprise.
Oh yeah, kind of.
Again, these emergencies, man. That's his back window, man. He has to call them with the clouds and shit, you know, making these superstorms, because that means FEMA can act now, you know, and FEMA has different powers, man. Under emergency, they can do certain stuff, man. When your city's getting hit by a hurricane and FEMA, you know, they issues an order, you know, you're not going to be able to be out here on some normal shit, man. They're going to be curfews, you know, you're going to have to report, you know. If you want aid, you're going to have to play by their rules, man. Have you been vaccinated? Do you got your chip? You know? That's how they're going to move, man, you know. And that's been in play for years, man, you know. The example, the experiment was Katrina, man. You hear about this shit in Katrina.
Have you watched it?
I didn't finish it, but that shit's off the chain, man.
Bro.
What about the stories from Jake?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They said he saw it. He was turning up. He was having a field day on Jake.
You get mixed emotions, man. You like, yeah, fuck them niggas, but at the same time, it's like, damn.
It's like,
man,
damn, because you know that's our people.
Yep.
That's our people. So even if we don't want to feel some type of way, we go feel some type of way because that's our people. They look like us, and that's us, you know. And the way they was doing our people, it was stories. They said they was on the roof. If it was a roof, and they see nothing but black people, they'll fly right past it and go to a roof where they see Edomites. And the Jake, he told his story. He said he had to tell all the black people to hide inside, and they brought up some white people and some injured white people, and they said the helicopter stopped, and once the helicopter came, then he told all the black people to come up. You know, they had to do shit like that just to get help.
Yep.
It was getting gunned down.
Hell and high water. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Like, got Edomites out there hunting, gunning them down. Why? But we know why. That perpetual hatred.
This is the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Yep, and the enterprise is going to their undertakings, right? But they put their hand to, which is evil. We read Micah 2, man. So, you know, they put their hand to evil, witchcraft.
Oh, yeah, Zay, what did you want?
You want this, bro? Body armor, or you want the power ranger?
No, thank you. I'll take it, bro.
I see you sitting down. You all right?
Read it again, Job 5. Job 5, 12.
Yeah. But I knew.
Read it, Job,
Go
brother.
ahead. Who do you like say about this?
You lost it? Read it.
Oh, no, guys, you like it. Yep. This is the book of Job 5 and verse 12. It says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
The Lord's going to disappoint. Meaning it's going to come up short. Again, bro, you imagine again how much effort and how much money they spent on pushing this agenda to where it is now, man. We're right on the brinks of, you know, again, that one world order, man. You know, again, you go into Revelation 17 chapter, it says they have one mind, man. The elites, they're not, you know, they might be beefing on certain stuff, they'll debate, but they know what the hell's going on, man. They want control of the earth in a way that you never thought possible, man. Be this device, man, that's going to go on your right hand or your forehead, it's going to the scriptures, man. Or on your left, whatever the hell you put that damn thing, man. You know? Again, you go into the mind of the elites. If you search some of their posts, man, you'll go into out of the mouth, man. That's where the heart, you know, intents come from, man. You know? So they say certain stuff and it just goes over people's heads. How's it go? Let me see.
They think this shit a joke.
Yeah, not exactly. He's like, nah, they ain't, because that's how my family was. When I, you know, it was before I came to truth, but I had some family members in Mason, they were Masons and shit. You know, and I would say that shit was evil and wicked, man. But he, you know, he wasn't my cousin, but you know how Jake family is. But
You got a cousin, ain't your cousin.
yeah, shit like that.
You know,
But he was in the military, and he was a paratrooper, and you know, a lot of this military dudes, police officers, they be in that shit. This was years ago. He was 32, so he's definitely 33
real
now.
fast. I saw an interview with this guy. I forgot what his name was, but he was like an important guy.
Yeah.
And he was saying how he said if not all, about 90% of the police force, they're all Masons.
Yeah. That's true. That is true. Because when I used to work at the gym, there was an old retired New York cop. He had a big ass tattoo, white dude, Mason on his hand. And I asked him about it.
Yep.
He didn't like. They don't like talking about it. I was like, you got a tattaoo.
yeah, Your nakedness is revealed.
I know. I see.
We know.
you.
Yeah. We see you. We see the symbolisms.
Yeah.
Whenever you drive and you see the compass on the back of people's cars, it's like I'm driving behind a Mason.
Those are beyond low level.
They look like.
Yeah, those are.
Hey, what's up, man?
That show it.
They show it.
Yeah, they're beyond because it's all about secrecy.
It is.
You know.
Yep. But even back then, in the world, I knew that shit was evil. I remember I slept over his house, you know, because we used to hang out with his son, which was, you know, my cousin, whatever. I had the worst sleep paralysis I ever had in my life. Demonic. I was like, I'll never sleep over this man's house again. You know? But they would joke, the family would say, oh, you know, because I forgot how I got brought up. We was all sitting talking and shit. He was like, they're just a bunch of old people that plan to take over the world and shit. I'm over here like, yo, that's exactly what they're doing. He's laughing, you know? But they think it's a joke, man. You can tell Jake that they don't believe that shit, man. Because they're carnal.
Exactly. And then if you do believe it, now you gotta change up your spirit. You gotta change up how you're moving out.
That's true.
Yeah.
And Jake don't want to do that.
Exactly. Yep. So here, this is the line. One of the lines David Rockefeller said, talking about the NWO. You know, trying to phrase it. He says it's going to be the supranational sovereignty of the intellectual elite and world bankers. So supranational sovereignty means they're over the government. You know, that's why you have these technocrats, man.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have to go and get voted in. You know, but they're going to push policy. You know, because your world going to be ruled by experts. You know, when the seabed shit happened, what did the world push you? The media push you to trust the experts, trust the science. You know, because again, the supranational sovereignty of the intellectual and world bankers, man. So they're over the law, man. You know, and sovereignty means power, man. You know, so those think tanks, you know, those policy councils, the WHO, and all these alphabet groups, man. They're pushing the direction of the earth, man. Not your so-called president, you know, or your prime minister. It's these ruling class elites, man. You know, them and their think tanks. And those are the things that you can see. They got means you'll never be able to get access to, man. They'll never get out and be leaked. You know, a whistleblower from, you know, that was in a meeting with the elites. Nah, man, he gonna get off before he even thinks some shit like that. You're not gonna swim across no lake. They're gonna get gunned down. They're gonna send dogs on him. He's done, man. Why? Because again, that's their power and secrecy.
You see the Kingsmen, when they were on that private island.
Oh, Kingsman, yeah.
Yeah, remember that he found out, like, you know, you're not really, your partner was actually an inside agent. I really brought him here to delete him. And he was like, this is flesh and bone, like turned into a burger.
Grinder, yeah.
Oh, grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they know there ain't no really getting out there.
Uh-huh.
And she had dude grind it up too.
Yeah, and ate him. Had his partner.
He had his man, his supposed to be friend, ate him.
Yep. So all these groups, man. Read that one more time.
We can't even go in certain museums.
Oh no.
Like-
We have access.
Like we can't go to the Vatican and go to their museum or go through their archive or whatever you want to call it. They gonna say, nah, you're not authorized to come here.
Right. Read that, Joe.
Yep. This is the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 12. It says, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
And again, how does Devil's be able to get so much progress is because he don't need you to vote him in. You know, IMF, you know, the Federal Reserve. You don't vote for these people in power, man. You know, and they just push policy. You know, but these institutions, they were never brought on your best interest, man. You know, it's tax. You know, in the 1900s, you didn't get tax off your wages, man. You know, this shit was all your bread, man. But now what? After 1913, you know, you started getting taxed, man. You know,
A lot of these people, we can't even tell you their names.
oh, no.
They just be given the authority and given power.
Yep. People in them WEF groups, you know, UN groups, Trilateral Commission. That don't got nothing to do with you everyday Americans. But again, they're pushing these policies, man. You know, making these laws. You know, if you don't do this by this year, you're gonna be fined or going to jail, man. You know. Eventually, again, when they do the digital IDs, you can't fly no more, man, without the real ID.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't going no domestic airport without a real ID. Do you think they at least got a real ID?
Yeah.
Right.
And who's in like because you gotta know everything's on a state-to-state basis. So if this state just said, nah, we're good, we're not doing that,
Yep.
and all these states said no, but no, your elected officials are in on it too.
Yep.
You know, so from the higher ups even to your little local officials, they enforce it because they believe in their way.
Exactly.
They're one.
Get that Relations is it 11? Two horns like the lamb. Snake is the
Revelation
dragon.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah. 13 and 11.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 11. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon."
Yep, going to that two-party system. You know, they play like they're not on the same team, but they all go to the same group, damn parties and shit.
They went to the same colleges.
Same colleges. They're all buddies.
You know, exactly. That's where they meet, in those fraternities, those colleges.
Rats.
Oh, there's pictures, but they go back to summer camp.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like this
It's
person
a
was-
tight group, man.
Yeah, it's a
they
tight
all
group.
grew up in the same neighborhoods.
Private schools.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Private schools, same colleges.
It ain't some random guy you went to high school with.
And even higher up with the elites, they marry within themselves.
Yeah.
Second cousin, your third cousin.
Yep.
You know?
Keep it in the family.
Yep. So they just play like they're just playing their part, man. They're playing their role. They're acting like they're not, you know, in cahoots together. You know.
Yep.
So that two horns like a lamb. You know, Democratic and Republican parties, which back in the ancient Roman Empire was the plebeians and the patricians.
Yeah.
It's the same song and dance, man.
Yep.
It's to control the everyday masses of the people, man. You know, I'm gonna vote for this guy because he cares about me. You know, he cares about my cause and he cares about the country. No, he don't. They all on payroll, man. And it says spake as a dragon. And that's what we're coming to now. I mean, these draconian measures. That's what you're seeing with Trump. You know, getting harsh offenses for harsh judgments for anything, man. Either you're gonna get heavy fines or heavy jail time, or you're getting put to death, man. Trump said he wants to bring back the guillotine and shit. Guillotine, capital punishment,
Firing
squad.
Yes, firing squad, lynching, guillotine, gas chambers. You could Google this. You could Google this.
And that's again going to the mentality that they're going into, man. Because they're real close to the finish line, man. Grab that, Revelation 12 and 12.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 12 and verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down into you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time."
Yep, so, well, I was going earlier.
It's like I do that big Mason side on this truck.
Really?
Yeah.
They low level.
Low level.
But, you know, going to, read it one more time.
Block it, bro.
You go.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 12 and verse 12. "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them."
Yep, which is the elect. All right, we're rejoicing because why? Because after all this shit that's going on earth, we know eventually we're gonna win, man. You know, all this plotting and scheming this devil's been doing for hundreds or so odd years, it's all gonna fail him, man. And all it took for us in a short time just to believe the Lord's perfecting us, man. You know, and we're gonna be made perfect, get new bodies. This devil is going so hard to reach immortality. How do you reach immortality? Don't sin. Can you do that? No. He's a man of sin.
Hey, did you hear what Putin was whispering to Xi Jinping about how we can live forever? When they had it was Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, and
North Korea, Kim Jong-un.
and they was trying to say, what was he saying? He was talking to him, and he was saying, we have the capability now to live forever. You know?
I read something about Putin. They said he been bathing in deer's blood to stay youthful. So ain't no telling what you talking about living forever. You know, they be coming up with all types of shit.
Yeah, you be wondering how these devils live so long. It's because they got demons on them.
Yeah.
They got demons on them to live long to push the agenda of the Lord. You know, motherfucker be 80. Look at Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? Prime example. This dude was a goofball, shitting on himself, couldn't walk up a damn airplane, but he's the president of the United States. You know, how is he still alive? Because the Lord got a demon on him, man. You know, to keep him on the earth to do what he got to do, man. You know, same with all these elites, all these damn heart transplants.
Yeah, the Rothschild. I
You know?
forgot what Rothschild. He had like fucking like 8 heart transplants. Now the average Americans, they wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have made it. All those heart.
Exactly. Jake would die for the dumbest shit. Jake will trip on the shoe and get hit by a car.
Matter of fact, Jake not even getting a heart transplant. He not even gonna make that
That's
list.
what John Q was all about.
Oh, John Q.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jake, they gonna make you wait. They gonna wait and see what elite needs that heart before you need it.
Yeah.
So I saw, everybody talking about the lottery, being 1 billion, now 1.4, then
Somebody won it?
now it's 1.8.
Oh no, man.
1.8 on the way to work, on the way to camp today. They were talking about, if a black person, well, he'll probably die.
Yes, more than likely.
You know what I mean?
The curse is gone.
They gonna
What, nigga?
the curses are Esau they gonna put hit on them.
They gonna kill him. They gonna call back some old charge. Matter of fact, you owe us that. Let me get that.
Yeah, let me get that. They're gonna seize his money, take his assets,
Exactly.
wait till you buy everything with it and just comes to take it. If a Jake wins.
Yeah, they wouldn't even let him get it.
I said no. My mom speak for myself. You'd be frightened to hit something like that, man.
Oh, that's
That's
not even.
That's not even money.
And if you do get it, they definitely about to holler at you. Hey, come here.
What's public information? Unless
Yeah.
yeah.
put a mask on or something. When you doing
Information,
Yeah.
yeah.
You on them though. Yeah.
Your face gonna be on the news.
You're gonna get hacked. You gonna have somebody, people gonna know where you at.
Shit, you better leave the country or something.
Your family gonna be in danger. But Esau Edom go holler at you. Hey, come here.
Yeah.
Calls.
This is what you can do, and this is what you can't do. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. What do you think you do with the athletes?
Yeah, exactly. We do that.
Entertainers.
That's true. That's true. Because you can have money, but you still need permission to buy certain shit.
Exactly.
Money don't buy everything.
A millionaire can't just come to a state or city in Babylon and say, "I'm buying this street."
Fuck no, you never.
Can't do it. I'm about to build the housing right here. They can't do it.
Yeah, there's
You're not
a
allowed
committee
to.
and everything.
Yeah.
Like, nah,
Hey, I want to build a school. No, you're not allowed to do that.
Y'all seen Players Club?
Yeah.
Seen it? Seen
Kinda.
it? What Bernie Mac say? He's like, I'm gonna give you country niggas nuts.
Right.
Oh, that part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's his mindset. If you're gonna get something new, what he wants you to have.
Exactly. I mean, just think about the taxes on that. 1.8 billion. How much you gonna get taxed on that?
Right.
On
Yeah.
top of that.
I mean,
Oh, hell no.
you bring home 800 million, but still, that's not realistic.
That'll get taxed too. You'll get taxed initially, then you get taxed the next year on it.
Nah, it won't.
I read an article.
If you
taxed
get a
twice.
lump sum, you get taxed. So after 2 years, that's it.
I'm not sure, but you do get taxed twice at least.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, they go get their slice of the pie.
Because your tax bracket, then you go like 30 something
Oh,
percent
because
tax
you'll owe.
bracket. Yeah, exactly.
You'll owe because you accrued all that extra. Yeah, I mean,
Just give me $1 million.
It's still
Call it quit.
it's still plenty of cheese.
it's too much money. It's not realistic.
Somebody gonna hit that motherfucker though.
Somebody will hit that shit.
Not realistic. That's generations money right there.
You
Oh,
read
yeah.
about with them lottery winners, not to stay off topic, but they all go broke.
Yeah,
There's something demonic about that lottery shit.
yeah. They'll get swindled. They'll get scammed.
Some crypto scam.
Somebody will be like, they'll put out regular diamonds. So this diamond's worth 20 million. They just be buying stuff.
Yeah, they act a fucking fool.
That shit rigged though, bro.
Yeah.
It's weird, something weird.
You know, this committee won a ticket. We go to this store. Sell you the winning ticket here. You know, that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like that.
You don't think so?
Nah,
This
it's
man
not.
controls who gets.
It's a
fucking
ball
what.
though. It's a ball.
I mean, yeah, the numbers, but
Yeah.
man,
Anyway, go ahead.
we digress.
Right
Yeah.
here. Go ahead and get it. Who was with it?
It's the book of Revelations 12 and verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea."
Yep. Whoa. So a lot of evil is going to happen to you people on earth, man. You're about to be a byproduct of this devil's undeviled agenda.
Yep.
You know, with the Georgia Guidestones, you forgot about that. He wants to get the earth down to 500 million. That's a lot of people that's going to get deleted, man. You know. So that's what's on the playbook, man. Too many useless eaters. Too many people on the earth not producing. You know. They gonna bring it down, man. You know?
In the situation with these National Guards getting sent to multiple states, it's not to fight crime. that's not to stop crime.
Yeah. It's just really to condition people.
Yeah.
You know, it's to condition people to get used to if a crisis happens, get used to a military presence.
Yeah.
You know, get used to this.
Yeah. We warming you up and getting used to military being on your streets. Don't be surprised.
Are they locking? You know, are they really locking people up? No, it's just a presence there. You know, they're showing their strength
and getting ready for when shit really do get real.
Yeah, people are really gonna either be, you know, if people get ready to start fighting them, that's gonna even justify them more because you're gonna have people in the same city say, no, you guys need to stop fighting, bring more division and confusion. You know, but that'll come with time. You know.
It says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down into you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Yep, so he's going to be rushing. You know, he has a fire on his ass to try to accomplish what, you know, he's been asked to accomplish, man, which is ultimately impossible, man. He's been given an impossible task, yeah, and he got a timeline, man. 2030, this is going to be happening. 2035, you know, we're not here that long, you know. We all know all roads lead to the MOTV, man. It's all about that chip, you know. The NWO is not going to be the NWO without that chip, man. Right. You know, so that's why we decided, you know, to keep watch certain legislations being passed, you know, the Genius Act and all this other stuff. Because why? Because the devil's pushing his agenda, man. You know, but we rejoice and we're glad because the Lord said in Jeremiah, we're gonna have an expected end. We know how this thing gonna play out, man. It look like the bad guys gonna win, just like all the good movies. You know, the villain looks like he's gonna win. You know, he got a good head start. The hero's down and out, looking like he's about to lose. And right when the enemy's about to, you know, fulfill his belly, get his task accomplished, something happens, man. A miracle, man. And ultimately it's going to Yahweh Shai intervening, man, the angels. You know, because the game is rigged, man. And it's rigged for the elect. Right now it looks like Esau's winning. You know, he's doing what the hell he wants to do. Nobody's checking him. Just going off scot-free, you know. But the Lord again is going to come down and bring that wrath, man. Missiles. And the return of Yahweh Shai, man, and that fathership. And the host of angels, man. It's game over, man. You know? Anybody got anything?
Pray, fast, repent, and seek the Lord. And we're going to give all praises, honors, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His Son,
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Kakodash.
And double honors and blessings to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, GMS, that have the 100% truth. And shalom and blessings to you, Aki and Wa'akwa.
Shalom, shalom.